is like dirty Nat Geo. It's like, and I feel like that's just the most appropriate way to describe the first like 20 minutes of this movie.
Yeah.
Like Nat Geo after dark, you know.
Yeah.
Well,
Let's
let's get into it. Hi,
yeah,
everyone.
let's start.
Welcome, everybody. This is the Devil's Work podcast. I am PsydeShow along with Skeptic, and
Hello.
we watch the world's most fucked up movies and tell them back to you so you ain't got to watch them,
You
but you
know,
definitely should.
in well, maybe not this time.
Maybe not this one.
In a
We
lot
can right
of
off the bat say maybe not this one.
in a lot of ways, they're the worst movies in the world.
Yeah. Yeah.
Today, that's in a very literal way.
Yeah, exactly. And I think we today is going to be an interesting one because we're covering Faces of Death. And
That's
this
right.
is this is going to be I mean, this is the first time we've ever covered a documentary proper on this podcast, I think ever. Which we've talked about wanting to do these before. We've talked about wanting to do documentaries.
But even then, it's still not because like 5 minutes of it is anything real.
Sure, sure,
You
sure, sure.
know, so it's
Sure, yeah. And it's presented as a documentary, and I will say, in the most literal sense, I do believe that to be true of this property too. At some points, when like they get straight up, the Nat Geo shit is a very real thing. Like it very much, it
I
just feels like that in the beginning.
I'm kind of dubious of whether any of that is real.
Oh, sure, sure, sure. I mean,
Especially like the stuff in the Middle East is hilarious to me
oh
because
yeah,
they
yeah.
literally just have like three waist high tents in a gorge, and then they decapitate this guy and no blood comes out.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
there's like four people there. They're just like, fuck it. This is what a village is like over there. Who cares?
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
just
that's what I'm saying.
like,
So, I mean, if those are unaware, I don't know how you wouldn't be aware of this movie. This is one of the most notorious, like, banned movies, quote unquote, ever. I
if
think
you
ever.
weren't spreading the rumors like I was, you were hearing them like my friends were.
Yeah, exactly. So this is what's known as a Mondo film, which Mondo is the Italian word for world. So this just means, like a documentary. That's what that genre essentially was. It was just a worldly documentaries, but they were also exploitation films, also just, kind of done in poor taste a lot of the time, but
Yeah.
also they were just like it was just so shocking to think like as a genre, the Mondo films genuinely fascinate me. I don't really have a desire to watch many of them beyond even this one that we've just seen, but I do find the idea behind them and the whole, execution behind them is very fascinating to me as, just as a topic of discussion. It's very interesting.
hmm Yeah, there's definitely something to be said about the obsession with like wanting to see these things and
Yeah.
seeking these things out and like, as I'm reading articles about it, trying to find out honestly, just trying to find like someone has to have an itemized list of like what's
What's
real and
real?
what's not.
Yeah, yeah,
There's like a
yeah.
lot of points where it's very obvious, and then there's a few points where it's a little more
It's
up
a,
in the
it's
air.
a, yeah, it's ambiguous for sure, for
And then
sure.
and then there's stuff where it's just like, oh yeah, they're just, this
That's
is just
blatantly real.
yeah, it's
This
just
is blat
slaughterhouse
yeah, yeah,
footage.
literally that's just blatantly real. Yeah,
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah.
And like we were texting about this even yesterday. It was like you could feel the shift in like
Yes.
goofy to fucking real
Yes,
in
when
an instant.
there's like an hour of complete bullshit, and then and then it's just like shockingly real fucked up in your face like
Yeah, yeah.
reality, and you just go from like today.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's a big delineation we have to make is like between today and
Yeah.
the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, maybe even
Yeah.
the early 2000s.
Yeah, that
When
was
people
definitely around the time that this was still in circulation around then. This was still very much taboo.
even though it's obviously fake by today's standards.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Obviously, like
Mm-hmm.
you can see you're like that's not how blood looks. That's not like
Yeah.
why is it narrative style? Why are there multiple cameras if this is supposed to be real? There's like some of the animal attacks, they show the cameraman's reaction. And
So
it's like,
funny.
why is
So
someone
funny.
filming
So funny. Yeah. Yeah.
like
Genuinely really, really funny stuff.
like
Like that's what I mean. And that's the thing though, too, because Mondo films were also they had this bend of like dark humor to them
hmm
a little bit of the time where it was like the jokes weren't funny, but they were there. You know what I
hmm
mean? Like
what's interesting though is like as I'm reading all these articles, they bring up like rotten.com
yeah,
and
yeah.
like
Yeah, this is the
y-
like the
you know
precursor to all of that, you know?
totally, but I'm just saying I remember rotten.com.
Yeah, we all do.
I
It's where the
vividly
boys became men.
I vividly remember specific things. I remember specific times. I remember
Yeah.
being at my cousin's
Yeah.
house.
Yep.
I
That's
I
exactly.
I
Yep. That
remember
tracks.
I remember looking at rotten.com. I
Yeah.
remember seeing like the lady melted in her bathtub, all that kind of stuff.
I remember Hitler's death photos.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All sorts of,
Oh man.
all sorts of wild shit, and then having barbecue later that day. And as I
Yeah.
was eating, I remember like kind of thinking about it and being like, "Wow, we really are just fucking meatbags, aren't we?"
Exactly. You're like, this is no different.
Yeah, just being like, part of me kind of thought I'd never eat again, but I guess that's just it, man. You either fucking barbecue, or you get barbecued.
That's so
Like,
good.
and I'm
That's
probably
really good.
I'm probably like 12, just being like, this is because I remember seeing, like
Yeah. Yeah.
someone who ate a shotgun, and it's just like,
Yeah. Yeah.
wow,
I'm fucking wearing the Bud Dwyer shirt, man.
oh man,
Like,
hey man,
yeah,
nice
for
shot.
sure. Exactly.
That song is a fucking
Hell
slapper,
yeah, it fucking is. Shout out Filter. Hell yeah. No, no, I mean,
absolute
yeah.
slapper.
And but okay, well, like you bring up a really good point because that's why I even wanted to do this episode to begin with because this was the discussion I was looking to have. I wasn't.
Mhm.
I even told you I was like, don't expect a good movie because it's not a good movie,
The,
but it's an interesting
the
topic.
the funny thing is before the episode started, look behind the curtain here. For the last like 10 minutes, Sideshow's been trying to engage me, and I've just been going, mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm. 'Cause I'm just
Yeah,
like
he's saving it for the episode.
save it for the pod, baby.
Exactly. I save it for the dance floor, baby.
Yeah, I do have a lot to say, and
Yeah.
and I think that is important though, like for us to remember how long this passed for real,
Hmm.
even though it's like really obvious, the impact that it had
Yeah.
is like fascinating, and it really is just a lot the morbid fascination that we all have, and the way that like even watching the slaughterhouse parts,
Mm.
like they say, oh, when you talk to someone who works in one of these places, they say like, yeah, at first it was like real fucked up and crazy and scary working here, but like
Then it gets
now
normalized.
it's just what I do, and it is
Hmm.
just what the human animal, the reptile brain, has to be able to do
Yeah.
for you to just exist in doing those things.
Yeah.
And it's like, they're in the hunter gatherer times.
Hmm.
We all just had that switch flipped like pretty early, you
Yeah,
know.
exactly, because we have access to these like horrific photos. I mean, even then, think about the our generation grew up in the Iraq War. Like it literally grew up in like watching September 11th happen, and there was like a clear dividing line of there was before then, and then there was after then, and it was
Yeah.
like, but I remember watching on live television. I remember tanks rolling out and that
hmm
was the beginning of the like there was this big like TV event that had to be on. They were just showing you images of war right in your living room. And it was like, why do you think things like Faces of Death got popular? You know what I mean? Why do you think these things still are these are gore. We were talking about it like fucking all of it, Rotten.com, all of these places are still very much alive and well.
That's
Like
crazy. Part
they're
of part
out
of me
there.
kind of wanted to check, but I'm also just like, it's weird. I like exploring these things in terms of like
From a distance.
the dramatic value
Yeah.
and the interest of delving into the human psyche.
Yeah.
And it's not like I'm like unable to, watch any of the stuff in this or anything like
Yeah.
that. But when you see like the real stuff in here, it
It's
is
jarring. It's
Yeah,
jarring.
it just immediately hits you in sort of the pit of your stomach, and it's
Mhm.
just like it's crazy the whiplash of it. But then to think that in 1978, people are sitting there with that feeling for an hour and 45 minutes watching this, it's kind of
In as opposed to you having that momentary kind of feeling during the
yeah,
watch.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
exactly.
But it's also kind of like, I do sort of fuck with a movie that could do that to me for 2 hours, but unfortunately this can't anymore.
Yeah, for sure.
But
Exactly.
once upon a time, this did Skinamarink people.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing is like this is such a fascinating piece of like cultural history, like something that was just so because look, this was a budget of 450,000 dollars that grossed
And
35 million.
yes, yeah,
What the fuck,
you
bro?
can't knock that.
Can't argue with it. Like,
That's
can't argue with it.
completely insane. The whole
Nuts.
banned in what, 48
40,
countries
40, yeah, it's like 40, yeah, 47 or 46 or something like that. Yeah, but they were like, yeah, but they also I was reading a lot of it and they were like, there's no way to verify any of that. So,
Yeah,
yeah, and like even the
like it
ones,
made $35 million.
yeah, but also
So
that because that was also the video market. I think that was all of because of the VHS market being like introduced during that time. But yeah, it was just such an interesting thing because they said even the countries that did ban it, they didn't ban it forever. They just banned it and they were just like, you got to chop 2.5 minutes out.
yeah.
And they were like, all right, cool. And then there's a director's cut released in the the next
And the
month.
weird part is it's the animal cruelty.
It's all the animal cruelty shit. I'm like, what the fuck? What the fuck is that?
Yeah.
Like,
And it's
yeah.
funny because there's not really too much like cruelty. Like, I mean,
In the
g-
beginning, it is animal. Like, yeah. Well, I guess we could get into like the trigger warnings. I guess in terms if
yeah,
you didn't fucking guess by now, yeah, just fucking
dude, everything.
everything. Literally, just all, but all having to do around death and decay and like
Death, suicide,
suicide.
animal on
Yeah,
animal violence, human on animal violence,
yeah,
slaughterhouse
yeah,
footage. There's some war and Holocaust footage mixed in.
yeah.
There's footage of transit accidents to keep that as vague as possible, I
Yeah,
suppose.
yeah. Well, even then, that's
Uh,
kind of what they built, what they were intending to build the series on. They were just hoping to just compile a reel of just aftermath of accidents. They
it
were like,
was
let's just do that.
do poop.
What did you say? You cut out for a
It
second.
was the original YouTube poop.
Yeah, 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 exactly. This is the original. Yeah, exactly. And this is just the original even like doom scrolling because it just keeps feeding you different stories.
Yeah, there's animal on human violence, but I think most of that is
I think those
simulated.
ones are. Yeah, I think those ones are fake.
Yeah,
Yeah, those ones. And I think we'll be able to play.
suicide.
We'll be able to play a fun little game while we go through and kind of parse through which ones are real and fake.
Yeah, we should have like a paddle that
A little
we
bit.
flip
Thumbs up,
over.
thumbs down.
Yeah, I did put a little list together of what I do think is real.
Oh, fun! I love that. Okay, yeah, because there's some that again, we just blatantly you're not looking like. Yeah, I just saw someone exit this earthly vessel. Like, yeah, that's it's very apparent. Then there's other ones you're like, oh yeah, that's it's just an actor. But yeah, let's get into I mean, we did into the trigger warnings. We gave you a little bit of the historical context of this movie. There's not really it really isn't like it's just a compilation of series a compilation of images of death. Quite literally what it is, what it says it's going to be. It is just again a compilation of either simulated events that led up to the death, so there's like reenactments and stuff like that, or it is 100% just the real ass footage of what occurred. So like like we said, there's actual on-screen death a lot of the time. This is very it is just watching rotten.com live leak videos. It's just a lot of that shit from I would imagine a lot of the listeners who've gotten through. If you're listening to this show, there's a very good chance that you were on those forums.
There's a good
Scared.
chance you were one of the other sixth graders telling people, "No, there's this movie, and there's
Yeah.
there's like a bear, and it like eats this baby,"
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
like."
Yeah. And I mean, I remember just even to give like a little bit of my like a quick anecdote. I remember my dad rented it one time, and I don't know if he rented this one or if it was one of the knockoffs, which we'll talk about a little bit too. It was like Traces of Death or one of those. But it was I think it was Traces of Death, but it was literally the image of notoriously why they put a delay on live television, like on news reels. So I guess it was a guy who had kidnapped his kids, like got in a police chase on the freeway and got, like set them on fire, and then like shot himself with a shotgun live on television while the helicopter was filming everything.
Hey man, bad shot.
Yeah. Fucking terrible.
I had to do something.
Yeah,
That was
something. It's
horrific.
dark. Yeah, no,
That
we're
was
gonna get into it.
horrific.
Yeah, it's pretty dark. That's what I'm saying. I saw that shit when I was way too fucking young. But I remember
Yeah.
like walking in on that and just like being just so horrified and having this feeling. But then it was like you're saying, there is that morbid curiosity to keep looking because it is quite literally the car accident. You know what
Hmm.
I mean? Like it's fucked up that it exists, but I mean, we were talking about it. This is a lot of the reason why we do the show is
Hmm.
because of the morbid curiosity of the things that like are willing to push us to our limits and stuff like that. But this is just quite literally a bare ass look at what happens when we cross to the other side.
Hmm.
It's
And
quite literally what this is.
it's funny how it's packaged as being like this intellectual thing
Hmm.
when it's truly just
It's
like
it's an effects reel for
yeah.
sure, yeah. That's what I'm saying. It is packaged as this thing, but I think again we put into the time the context of the time and the people who were looking at it. This wasn't widely known shit. This wasn't like readily available shit. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
and I do think that that lent to why it worked on people
Oh yeah.
because it was presented in this like faux clinical sort of way, you know? So it was just like it came off with that air as we have Dr. Gross telling us about all this. I was like, really?
Yeah.
Really? Like
And apparently I had heard something about like he didn't even really want to do the movie knowing what it was. He was just like I don't really see like he was a thespian. He was like a really renowned actor and he was just like yeah, I don't know if this is it, man. But he did it, and it's
mm,
there. He has this monotone. Again, I think he lends
he
his
has a
monotone.
monotone
Yeah, the
voice.
monotone voice lends to the credence of it being like a clinical sort of like after school special type of shit you'd be watching. You know what I mean?
And then Johnny smoked four marijuanas and his cock exploded. You don't want an
Exactly.
exploded cock, do you? The
Exactly.
end.
You wouldn't
Or
explode a
is
cock,
it?
would you?
You wouldn't explode a cock, would you? Well,
So
I might
dumb.
not mind it.
Oh my god, yeah, we need to keep some levity because it's gonna get dark, but it is also like there are moments of like it's just funny. Like it is like there were some moments I was just cracking up. Not a lot of them, granted, but like
Hmm.
some of them, you know what I mean? But yeah, and then like we were talking about this too. This is gonna be different from our usual format. We're just gonna kind of speed through these stories because it truly is just an anthology of shit to look at. That's all. There's no story.
Yeah,
There's
there's
no nothing. It's
it
just imagery.
it doesn't benefit us in any way to be like, and then it cuts to a shot of this
Yeah.
because a lot of these, that's what's like really obvious about it is like it's billed as being completely real, and then obviously over time people become more like media savvy. There's better and better effects and things. It becomes more clear like what people are able to like achieve through
Achieve.
effects. Like
Yeah.
at that time, the average person might not have been aware. Now we know, you know, how much you can do with prosthetics and CGI being a whole other ball game. But just
Hmm.
the argument of like we look for what's fake and what's real now. And back then, you
Yeah.
just would be like, wow, it's this is so crazy. It's just real.
It's just real. Yeah,
You
exactly. And which
know.
I think this is interesting because I think this was around the time of Cannibal Holocaust, right? If I'm not correct,
Mm.
if I'm not mistaken.
Probably. I
I
don't
think it
know.
was like 78 or something. Like it was very, very early, but like this idea was in the zeitgeist to still keep talking about like the quote unquote, jungle, the terrors of the jungle and
Nineteen
shit.
eighty. So that was probably inspired by this to some degree,
Interesting.
especially by all the stuff at the beginning.
Yeah, well because that kind of presents as a Mondo film, but like a Mondo film, not a documentary. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So like that, yeah, that is a that I didn't I thought that was this I thought this would have come out earlier actually. I thought that's interesting.
Yeah. I would have thought so too, especially with like I feel like
It
that's
feels like that.
also just worse looking than this.
True.
You know, so
Yeah,
it
yeah, yeah,
makes I
yeah.
like I thought it was like 75 maybe,
That's what I
like
mean. That's what I mean. Like I feel like this would have come out like that. That's interesting. Well, that's
I
cool.
get I guess they spent most of their money getting to wherever they filmed Cannibal Holocaust because
Yeah.
I don't remember, so I don't want to mischaracterize by saying a place, but I do know that they like even like 90% of it is just ridiculous bullshit.
Yeah.
But like they did hang out with some tribal people for some stuff. Like the
Yeah.
turtle I know is
Yeah.
like
Unfortunately real.
literally
Yeah.
just how they eat the turtle, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
they just filmed them do that
Yeah. It's fucking horrible.
and then all the other crazy racist stuff, they went and did on their own.
Yeah, they went and sprinkled all of that shit on top for sure.
Yeah, I mean, not that, I mean, I guess they wouldn't even have a concept of racism, but I do think they'd be like, kind of weird what you got going on
Yeah,
here.
exactly. It's not great.
Hmm.
So I mean, yeah, if if that all sounds good to you, go and check this one out. It's on Shutter right now. We can pretty much say maybe just listen to the episode.
Yeah, this is 100% a listen to the episode.
Yeah, yeah.
This is gonna be a million times more entertaining, and I defy the motherfucker. I defy the motherfucker that
So
listens to
fucking
this
true.
episode and then goes and watches the movie and comes back and says he prefers the movie. No way. Absolutely no
Yeah,
way.
it's just not like it's not entertaining
It's
and like in
so
the beginning.
hard to
Well, okay,
watch.
it's not like it's not.
And not like
Yeah,
but
yeah, yeah. No, it's
like
that's what I'm saying. It's
fuck.
kind of like we're like shooting ourselves in the foot. Like, but it's like it is not anything that you need to like
It was
really
second
witness.
screen entertainment 50 years before
Yeah,
the
yeah,
iPhone.
yeah.
Like
So,
like
it
you were
truly is. Yeah.
like were you in the theater in the 70s just like reading the newspaper and then just like glancing up at all the interesting parts?
That's
Like
so fucking
holy
funny. Yeah.
shit, man.
Second screen editor is the best fucking descriptor for this movie.
This is the only time we've ever texted each other
Um,
while watching the movie without just being like, "Whoa, this is going to be a heavy episode," or like, "Whoa,
yeah,
this
yeah,
is going to be real
yeah,
interesting to
for
talk
sure.
about." We were just like, off, like way more direct
Yeah,
about what we were
yeah.
talking.
This is really gonna be remember like member Barry's episode. It's a lot
Yeah.
of it is just because also a lot of it is like dispelling the myth around a lot of the shit too is very interesting. But I mean,
Hmm.
even then, the shit that came out of it, the real shit that was inspired by it too. We're gonna talk about the two legal cases that came out of it. Like,
Yeah, I don't know if there is a like a found footage. Like, I mean, I don't know if this is necessarily even that because it's more compiled
mhm.
footage, but I think it did sort of spark that
It did.
idea
The idea of
in terms
all
of
of that.
horror.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. It was the nugget that like sparked a million fucking found footage, faux snuff films. Like,
And then Cannibal Holocaust, is that supposed to be found footage?
yeah, it's the first instance of
Because
it. Like, yeah.
because it's not like narratively built. It's that they go there
It
to do.
is. So it's kind of like if I haven't seen the full thing, but I know how it opens up
It's
and stuff.
been a long time.
It is literally like the beginning of Faces of Death. It's almost like they show you the doctor. He's like he came back from an expedition on this whole journey and stuff like that, and he is like the one who's giving you the story of what happened. So
Oh,
they're
and
taking
then
a
it
look
just
at the
like
footage that they found from the expedition. So like that's quite literally what it is. So It's very
Yeah.
similar setup, which is why, yeah. Now that you bring it up, I'm like, oh, that they completely took that from this. That's so funny because yeah, it's just that, but there'll be a lot of similar talking points, I imagine, if we ever covered that one day.
Yeah,
But
which
I'm not eager to cover that one.
yeah, me neither, because it
Yeah.
is. I mean, as much as the first 20 minutes of this movie are just like blatant racism,
Hmm. Hmm.
this that is also that,
Yeah. Yeah.
but for the whole movie.
Well, let's get into it then. All right. So the movie begins with quite literally just footage of surgery, open heart.
Yeah.
That's it. You're just watching a heart.
But I don't think that's real either though, because it is the actor playing the doctor doing the surgery.
Oh, that opens up. Well, I don't know if you can really see his face. They're all like masked up and shit, but yeah, I agree with you. I don't know if it is very much feels like effects real for the first couple of minutes.
Yeah, I think also like kind of the setting kind of gives it away too, you know.
Yeah, yeah, and we get like the images of like bodies in the morgue, which these I would imagine these are pretty real. I'd imagine they look real, at least convincing enough for me. But yeah, they're just bodies laid out in a morgue. There's just cut after cut of dead fingers, dead limbs, dead faces, just
Hmm.
kind of like strewn on top, and like they're also placed on top of each other in a way that just doesn't seem kind of
I
like
yeah,
seems kind of careless. I'm
I didn't
like, what's going on
understand
there?
what was going on with that. Yeah,
Yeah,
that was so strange. Like I don't know.
very strange. But then we get footage of an autopsy being conducted, and
Hmm.
for a fake body, I mean, I think it looks pretty gross.
Yeah, but but it is kind of funny because I feel like they went a little far with it, like farther than a real autopsy goes to try and
Mhm.
make it seem like even more messed up, and then
Yeah,
that just
yeah,
makes it seem like kind of it's like how are you getting back together for the funeral?
yeah, exactly.
You know?
Like sawing the head open, like fucking
Yeah.
just completely disemboweling them, like
Hmm.
chopping at the fucking limbs. And it reminds me, I will say, it reminds me of when I'll never forget this because it's just an image seared in my head. First time I ever saw Hellraiser, like a clip of Hellraiser, was the beginning, I think of part like 2 or 3, I forget which one it was, but like it's just him sifting through meat. Like it's just
Mm.
him sifting through like viscera and shit, and he pulls out like a ring or something like that. And I'll never forget that shit because it just like reminds me of that.
Mm.
It's just them just sifting through fucking organs. And then we get an introduction to Dr. Gross, who
Hmm.
he comes out of the surgery, he's fucking taking his jacket off, he's fucking checking his folder, comes in and then he pulls a fucking oh, didn't see you there.
Hmm.
I was hoping. I was like, is he gonna do it? Is he gonna? He's gonna do it,
I
and he
did
does
think
it.
as a guy who has to wear, you know, formal wear for work,
Hmm.
he pulls off the smock, the like
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
70s MASH trauma unit smock, and he's got a fucking
The red tie.
a vest, a tie, and a button up on, and I'm just like, holy shit, how uncomfortable are you while trying to save lives? Like that is just
Yeah.
and I don't even think that's like fictional. That seems like how a doctor would,
Oh, yeah.
you know?
Would dress. Yeah, back then. Yeah, for sure.
It just seems illogical. It's
Hmm.
just, you know, form over function on that one.
Yeah, exactly. So this is our introduction to Doctor V. Gross, and he says that he has
I
compiled
didn't
a
even realize it was B gross.
yeah, yeah.
That's even more ridiculous.
So he's saying that
Uh,
he's compiled his own library of death, as it were, basically something that he has traveled the world and he has seen death in every form. Being a I forgot what he is. He's not a cremator
I think he's just
mortician.
I think he's just supposed to be a surgeon.
I want to say he is, but he's worked specifically with death. That's why I'm like trying to figure out which.
I think he's just a surgeon who through his work
Mhm.
losing patients and brushes with death just gained a fascination for it. I
Yeah,
think I
yeah,
think
and
that's
just
the
literally just recorded moments of death throughout the world,
yeah,
and
he
that's
he's
where.
like he says he's like collected all of it.
Yes, yeah, he's compiled it all, and we open up weirdly enough on a dream sequence. I don't know why we do, but he says he has a dream, and then that was just a
Oh, that's
woman
right.
being buried in a funeral, and he says there was no reason for this dream, but I just knew that that was basically what sparked my interest with the afterlife and like what happens, when we cross over. And I was like, okay, well, why do we have to go David Lynch right away?
Yeah,
I mean, it's shot pretty cool. It's like like it's the camera on the casket as it lowers, so it's fun, but it's just like why?
in my head I'm just seeing the black and white parts of Bill and Ted with death that are
Yeah,
like
yeah,
mimicking that old
yeah,
movie where he plays chess with death.
yeah, dude. Oh my God, I love that Bill and Ted movie so good. I think it's part two specifically. I think it's Bogus
Bogus
Journey.
Journey,
Yeah,
yeah. I
yeah,
like I
fucking
like Bogus Journey more than
more.
Excellent
Yeah, me
Adventure.
too, me too.
You know,
Controversial, I
I'm the
know.
thinking man. What can I say?
Yeah, no, part two had more of death in it, so it's like, yeah, it was clearly the better one.
Hmm.
But yeah, speaking of which, this is literally, you're watching the funeral sequence play out, and then it just fades to black, and he says he conducts his first um it's a first expedition was like the catacombs, I think, of Guanajuato, Mexico, where he was like showing. It's like I think this is the cave sequence where they show the caves that were like preserved, or the mummy, the bodies that were preserved.
Oh, okay, yeah, it's okay.
Yeah, the
I remember.
I remember. But it's just kind of it's just going, yeah, so it's the bodies that were preserved within the walls. They were kind of mummified because of the minerals. It was a
Hmm.
mineral rich environment. So it's
Hmm.
pretty cool how you see these bodies. These feel real. These feel like this feels like actual like displays in a museum, you know what I mean? Very interesting like corpses too, because they're like shriveled up, or like there's faces that are like kind of smushed in and like kind of widened. It's very interesting like to see that, because yeah, I mean, this is definitely, like I said, this is mostly Nat Geo in the beginning of this film. It's mostly Nat Geo, and then we see like a
I'm
nice what happened.
I'm Googling for it and I'm finding nothing. So I think it might be.
Oh, the yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm just saying the bodies looked real. I don't know if the actual like
Hmm.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I thank you for keeping me honest.
Yeah, no, no,
I
it's all good.
appreciate it.
Yeah, I just try to search for, bodies in mineral caves,
Hmm.
Mexico, and just absolutely
Oh,
nothing.
I'm sure. Yeah, no, no, that's what I'm saying. I'm not expecting all of this to be 100%. We've talked about it. I think it was like 60% real as opposed to 40% fake. I think
That
that's
yeah,
kind of where we landed
that's
on.
what well, that's what they say. I
Hmm.
think it's more like 90% fake, 10% real at the very
I don't know,
best.
man. The animal fight, especially this dog fight sequence right here that I'm watching, is pretty fucking rough. For lack of a better term.
Yeah, I thought it looked pretty real as well. But I did see some people being like, "Oh yeah, that was debunked like quite a while ago." And I'm like
Really?
I'm like trying to
I mean,
find
because there's like cuts around it, but it still feels like it's very violent. Like it's very visceral. So
it's
I don't know if they're like
it's just
playing.
it's just kind of like if it was real,
Hmm.
if with how much this guy says he loves death and everything,
Hmm.
and how it was like video only, video nasty, all of these things.
Yeah.
I just feel like they would have just had a shot of the dogs ripping each other's throats out if they had that.
Hmm.
you
I mean,
know.
it's not like this shit doesn't happen in Mexico.
No,
You know what I mean?
no,
Like,
for sure, for sure. I'm
there is
just
that.
saying,
It just, yeah, but
I
I
just
get what
don't
you're
think
saying.
this instance of it.
For sure, for sure. And again, it's kind of up in the air because you don't know. Like, it's just kind of very ambiguously presented.
The dogs is one I might be willing to say maybe on
Yeah, because
to
he did say it was like they were the meeting spot had to be in secret because the people didn't want to be filmed, and he's only filming legs when it's
hmm
happening. So it's yeah, it's kind of I don't know. It is. I feel up in the air mostly in my heart though. I'm leaning towards real though. I think.
mm.
But yeah, then we get images of I think they said the Amazon forest, and this is where we just see a bunch of this is the real Nat Geo portion of it. It's just animals in nature. You just see snakes moving around. There's a the one that's crazy is the one that wrapped around the fucking gator, I think, or it's like a crocodile or something like that. Do you remember that? Did you like catch that?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, it's like fully wrapped around its neck. It's fucking crazy, dude. It's like a big ass boa.
God damn. Oh
Yeah, it's
yeah, yeah,
crazy.
I did see I thought it was an anaconda, but I don't know snakes from
Yeah,
poetry.
yeah, me neither.
So yeah.
But yeah,
But
that was
big
crazy though.
snake.
Big snake,
Big
big
snake.
snake. Then the fucking the tarantula like biting on
Oh,
the fucking thing.
oh,
I
you
was
know what?
like, yeah, you gotta hate that
That's
shit.
probably why I didn't see that because huge arachnophobe.
Yeah.
Just turn my head.
Yep.
For
I feel it. I
I'm
feel it. Yeah,
ooh,
yeah.
I
That's what I
don't
was, I didn't want to
oh
mention it, but I was
he,
like, yeah, yeah. I was trying to skip over it.
he's a real
He's a big hairy
real
fucker.
fucked up
Yeah.
character. Yeah. Anyway, next.
So we get the Indian tribe known as the Jivaros. Apparently, there is they're using fucking very poor terms to describe these people. But he's talking about the rituals that they use, and this was the first monkey instance of the movie. This isn't the monkey scene in the movie that everyone remembers, but poor little homie catches two to the neck, man. Like they
This
drop him.
this
Like
part too, man. Like I just don't believe it's real.
oh, this one, yeah, this one didn't read as real to
With
me. Yeah,
$35,000, they didn't have the budget to go to these places to
yeah,
shoot them in the quality that they have these shots
hmm
for like any of the like quote tribal stuff that we have in
hmm
the beginning.
yeah,
And then kind of like I said too, once we get to like the part in the Middle East, it's just sort of like the bare minimum to make it sort of look like it's supposed to be a public execution and they're just like in a gorge in front of a like literally like a tent propped up on a
yeah,
stick. It's just like Jesus fucking Christ. Like
yeah, yeah, yeah,
literally Americans in 78 were like, yeah, bro, that's how they all live.
yeah, yeah, exactly.
You know, like Jesus fuck.
Well, they shish kebab little homie, and they also prepare a alcoholic drink made with like their spit also, and
hmm
like combined with like roots and stuff like that. And it's just this is kind of where the Mondo film portion of it is very much
hmm
these parts of it are specifically why it's classified as a Mondo film.
hmm
And yeah, they have their rituals. This is I believe the beheading one. Yeah, this is the beheading. The beheaded uh tribe member was left on like a in like a an altar of some sort, and they're kind of just like dancing around. It's a just a ritual of some sort, like a celebration of life or death. I'm not really quite sure. It doesn't really sound like he's quite sure. But again, that's kind of like the racism part kind of playing into it.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of it is like
Yeah.
it's got a weird flavor to it.
Hmm. So we move over to the Serengeti, and we see a tribe here known as the Maasai. The Maasai tribe, and it shows them like executing cattle, but like sort of this is the whole using the entire portion of the animal. They drain
hmm
the blood first, and then they like make it into sort of like a drink. They like boil it, and like they make it into sort of something that they could just shoot down, and then they slaughter the animal and then prepare the meat. And they'd say that yeah, the warriors get the biggest portions, obviously.
hmm Yeah, I'm an unrepentant meat eater.
Yeah, me too.
My goal in life is to eat a bacon cheeseburger for every vegan that exists. And I just don't think I could see myself drinking blood. And that's not even like because
Yeah.
I think there's lots of people that would and do.
Well,
Not
there's
like
like it's used in cooking. Like you still cook with blood, you know what I mean? Like
mhm.
I've definitely used like blood as, like a base for some stuff, but it's not like it's not like I'm gonna take a shot of the
That's
motherfucker.
exactly what I mean.
Yeah.
But I do think there are people all around the world that would
Yeah, for
and
sure.
do,
Yeah, for sure. For
So
sure.
it's not, yeah, not a cultural judgment, just a would I don't think
Yeah,
I
yeah, yeah.
would.
Yeah, yeah,
I don't
wouldn't.
think I
For
would.
sure wouldn't.
Hmm.
And yeah, we cut to man, the chicken beheading is fucking sad though. It's
But it's
really sad.
mad interesting. I
It is
turned
interesting for
I
sure. It's just fucked up, man.
honestly the only thing to even really say about this whole sequence is so that's what they mean when they say that.
Yeah, exactly. It's not, yeah, it's just, yeah, well, maybe he didn't feel something, like, but then, like, the way his body was moving around says otherwise.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's so funny,
He
but
didn't feel a thing.
yeah, literally, it was just that. And then they're just showing a lot of, like, just close ups on the head, man. It's, and then this also is funny, too, because he claims that this is exactly what turned him to be vegetarian. He like this
Yeah.
is was the root of his decision to become vegetarian.
Weak. You're weak. We have to acknowledge that we are killing these animals. They are being raised and slaughtered for our consumption. There
Hmm.
are lives being taken completely
Hmm.
seriously,
Yeah.
but ultimately we're animals. That's what animals do.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
eat other animals.
Hmm.
It's just that we are
We've streamlined it.
big enough, smart enough animals that we raise the animals to eat the animals.
Hmm.
But I mean, I don't know what to tell you, man. Like, I I like bacon cheeseburgers,
Man,
so.
I mean, I'm sorry. Yeah, me too, man. And like, even as I'm watching this shit, it's fucking hard to watch. It's sad.
Hmm.
Like, it's fucking sad. They're just now. It's just a slaughterhouse. As we were discussing. It's just images of cattle being fucking mutilated. That's it.
They skin something,
The calf. Yeah.
and when they
Yeah.
skin it, I thought it was his dick, but Amanda thought it was his tail. But you see something get skinned and
Hmm.
something
Yeah. Yeah.
remain
Yeah.
afterwards. I
Dude,
was
it's
like,
rough,
Jesus
dude.
Christ.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy. The sheep getting fucking slaughtered is real rough to watch, man.
Mhm.
It's
Totally honest, I've never had it, but I want to try veal.
veal. It's more real lean, as far as I know. It's real lean. Yeah,
This is the
yeah.
hunger portion of the podcast.
This is so funny.
Because the ethics of it don't bother me at all, but
Yeah, yeah.
is it good?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Like it's fun, and like even he even says right here, this is the part we were talking about how the workers talked about after a couple of months, it's just a job. That's it.
Can
You're
can I
just
ask
it's
can I
just
ask
work.
can I ask you a serious question?
Yeah,
Do you eat like lengua or
very
cabeza
much so.
or tripe?
Absolutely. I love
Tripe
menudo.
tripe is like the guts, right?
Intestines. It's the stomach
Intestine.
lining.
Okay, yeah. And then I feel like there's one more because that's tongue, brain,
Yeah,
guts.
tongue. That well, yeah, you don't really
I feel like there's like one more
like cheek meat. Like yeah, like the cheeks, which are a little bit more tough from what I know.
what is that called?
I don't know. I don't
I
know.
feel like
I'm
there's
bad with
like
it.
one more like meat at the
Yeah,
taqueria
yeah,
that
yeah.
people get like weirded out
Probably.
about.
I just the textures have never fucking bothered me. That the
I
textures
mean,
and the
I mean,
taste of
Amanda
it.
Amanda fucks with all those things
I
too.
love it. Yeah, I love it so much, dude. It's so good, especially menudo. I fucking love menudo,
What's
bro.
what's in what's in that?
It's tripe and what is it? What the fuck is the little like they're like corn
I think
shaped
I think it
little
is hominy.
hominy, right? Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm trying to think of
Hamina.
like the hominy. Yeah, I'm trying to think of
Habada,
the
habada,
fucking
habada, habada, habada.
yeah, yeah. Yeah. But it's yeah, it's just tripe soup. That's all it is. It's just tripe soup, and it's one of my fucking favorites. I
Mm.
love menudo,
Okay.
unapologetically love that shit. People hate that shit, bro.
I might have to try a
It's
cabeza
so
or a
good.
lengua taco at
Lingua
some
is
point.
bomb. Lingua is real fatty. You would actually, I think you would, if you can get like if you can get with that type of like consistency, it's got a lot of flavor. Real fucking
I
good.
think even with all of my my misgivings and restrictions when it comes to food,
Yeah, yeah.
I'm pretty much down to try most meat.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, yeah. Me too. Hard same. Yeah, for
No,
sure.
no pause. We will never say pause on this show. If we ever pause, you can hit stop, and
We're
that's the
allies.
devil's
God damn
work.
it.
That's the devil's work guarantee.
That's so good. Well, now we get to the actual monkey. This is the monkey scene now. This is the one that the film is very much notorious for. Whenever I talk about this movie with people, everyone remembers the monkey scene.
It's so funny because again, like you see how they might have believed it then, but even like
Because when
the
they bring it out, it's a real ass monkey. He's carrying a real ass monkey. But I get, yes, the power of editing and movie magic, yes, very much
yeah,
makes it look
yeah,
real.
because
Yeah.
it's just the dummy in there. Like even once it's
Hmm.
inserted in there and it's just like spinning
Yeah,
around,
yeah, it's spinning around him.
it's like
It's so funny, yeah.
it's so fucking funny. And then
Yeah.
the white guy who's like facing us at the table, he's like, "Oh boy, there it is. It looks great. Ooh, you're gonna love this.
Yeah, it's
This is
so
an
played
awesome
up. Yeah.
time."
It's so
Like
played up. It's so funny.
it sounds like I'm condensing all of his lines into one
No,
thing.
that's
That
literally
is
his. Yeah, yeah, he had a page of dialogue and that's all of it right there.
and he just burnt it all. It was like, what do I
So this scene, I'll describe it for the listener. This scene is a delicacy apparently. I believe it was in India that they claim this is or no, I don't think this is in India. Oh, it might be in India still because he kind of sticks within regions and then kind of moves around. A monkey is being brought out to a table where a lot of people or a couple of people like probably like four people have paid an exuberant amount of money to partake in a delicacy, which is basically murdering a live monkey and
Mhm.
eating the brains. So they all take mallets of some sort, little mallets of like little steel mallets, and they just fucking whack-a-mole this motherfucker. Like it's real fucked up.
It's
Again, as a concept, it's fucked up, but you look at it now, it's kind of goofy.
yeah, it's pretty funny. It's pretty funny that the guy who was all like about it, he's like, "Oh, this is ooh, how do I do this? It's so
Yeah, yeah.
scary." Like
And then he's
it
taking extra.
I think he just took everyone's lines
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it's
That's
so
so funny.
it's so weird. And then
Yeah.
they just eat Jello.
Yeah, yeah. They just carved open the monkey head and just plop the brains out. They all scoop little like forkfuls and try a little. One of them is she's real bashful and fucking doesn't want to do it. Then she takes a little bite and spits it out.
Isn't
It's
it
not.
weird?
Yeah.
Isn't it weird? Wasn't sure. I looked up Indiana Jones came out in 81.
Hmm.
So that was probably inspired by this. I would have thought it would be the other way around.
Interesting. What the fucking the heart scene?
In isn't
Was
there
it Temple of Doom?
in Raiders or Temple of Doom, don't they eat monkey brains like this?
Oh, they might. I think actually you could be right. But I don't know if this is like again, this kind of been it feels like it could have been a real thing that was, known about in that culture that it maybe might have been a delicacy and they just decided, okay, let's just portray it. Portray it, you know what I
It
mean?
is Temple of Doom. I don't think it really is.
Okay, okay, I was gonna say.
I think it's
It just feels like one of those like, oh, that's a rumor and we ran with it, you know?
yeah, I think it's just a racist thing
Yeah.
that people came up with to just other to just be like, did you know
Yeah.
the
To dehumanize essentially. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, yeah, I'm
Yeah.
looking there's absolutely no yeah.
Yeah. See, then that's what I'm saying. It's a this that's all this film is. It's just kind of
It's totally fictional, just racism, just oh, look at what they do. Can you believe that? They eat
Mm-hmm.
monkey
Mm-hmm.
brains, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah, exactly.
And that's what's interesting here is that basically by juxtaposing the slaughterhouse,
Hmm.
what they did here was went, look at all of these fucking browns around the world and how they mistreat
Yeah.
animals
Yeah.
and how they don't fucking understand. And like, oh yeah, these guys say, oh, we're even like on the Maasai tribe part,
Yeah.
he's like, oh, well, they say they honor the animal and all these things, but like, I don't know, looks pretty horrific to me. Like, you're gonna tell me
Yeah.
that's cool? And then they're even like in the slaughterhouse, oh, well, this is how you kosher kill an animal, and
Yeah,
supposedly
they're very
it's
much
okay,
feels
but
yeah,
it's
exactly
kind of fucked up.
because of the way that it's so streamlined and processed. It feels so like okay, this is the proper way to do it. This is the right way, and like look at all these,
Well,
for lack of a
kosher,
better term, savages.
yeah, but even the kosher being for Jewish and I think some
Yeah.
Muslim people because
Yeah.
they have for some reason the middle sequel of Christianity of the Abrahamic religions skips all the food restrictions, but both Muslims and uh, of Jewish people, as far as I know, you
Hmm.
know what I mean, like
Hmm.
shellfish and
Yeah.
beef
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
different things.
Hmm.
So yeah, it's just very much like even that, even though in the civilized world we do this kosher because they don't touch on halal, they just touch on kosher.
Hmm.
But
Hmm.
even though in the civilized world we do this, it's for these fucking other people that are weird.
Exactly.
It's weird that they do it this way, and then they're
Exactly.
like, yeah, the way we do it is fucked up, but like it's for a purpose, so it's okay.
Yeah, and that's what I mean. It kind of feels like that. This is that's so this movie obviously bred a generation of edgelords. You know
Hmm.
what I mean? Like this is definitely where a lot of them got their fuel for like, oh, the most fucked up thing you'll ever see. And it's like,
Big time.
yeah, so but that kind of is like also it's also feeding into the discussion that we're having today, even again, because if we watch this, it's kind of like yeah, man, I could see even more fucked up things on my computer right now, as opposed to what's even shown in this movie.
Hmm.
Like, and it's kind of feels like we're almost jaded by that, in terms of like the violence, because again, what we've grown up, our generation in particular too, grew up with an extreme amount of violence just broadcast to our living rooms, and so that's why it kind of feels like an interesting kind of time capsule in that way, kind of viewing this through that lens of that historical lenses. At least I'm trying to like put it into that type of context,
Hmm. Yeah, and I agree.
Yeah. So
There's
the the guy, they ask him, they're like, why did you enjoy the monkey brains? Like why didn't he's like, if I can get closer to God, why wouldn't I? I was like, shout out fucking Nine Inch Nails, bro.
Yeah. Like, what the fuck is that
It's very
supposed to
stupid.
mean?
Yeah, it's very stupid. It's very yeah, it's very what's the fucking what are the people who are obsessed with like de-aging or like stopping the aging process? I forgot what the fuck they're called. But
Um,
they're like super rich folk who are just fucking doing all kinds of weird shit. I forgot who the guy was where his son and him are like doing this fucking weird vampiric blood transfusion type shit. It's very strange. I
oh,
know
I
listeners are
think
probably like, "Oh yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about."
I think you're talking about Peter Thiel.
I don't
Oh no,
know.
Brian Johnson is the tech billionaire who spends
Yes.
2 million a year
Yep.
to look young,
Mm-hmm.
swapping blood with his 17-year-old son and 70-year-old father.
Yeah, it's fucked up, dude. It's fucking strange, man.
Crazy.
Yeah, but I mean, you know, back to the matter at hand here. We do get some fucking crazy images of Homeboy just pulls out a fucking an assault rifle and just guns down the shark, bro.
Absolutely
Just
ridiculous.
fucking just ventilates that motherfucker.
Jaws was a stupid movie. That's what he's saying.
Exactly.
I just need to say this guy, Brian Johnson, claims he now has the heart of a 37-year-old, the skin of a 28-year-old, and the lung
Hmm.
capacity of an 18-year-old. He
Yeah, there's
also
like
has
a
the dick of an
term.
8-year-old because if you notice, everything is tenured. He gave himself Benjamin Button
Yeah,
syndrome.
yeah.
That's what happened here.
Yeah, it's crazy. I forget exactly. They're part of like
Checkmate,
it's
atheist.
a movement though. Like there's an actual fucking term for the like type of lifestyle that they're living. It's like I forget exactly what it is, but yeah, there's an actual movement of people that believe that if you do these certain things, you could slow the aging process. That we can actually. They're even banking on like building AI up to the point to where we could essentially transfer consciousness
which
to another
is
body.
which is so fucking ridiculous to think that of a shitty Google. It's
Yeah.
bad. It's bad. Ask Jeeves, and they
Yeah,
think it's gonna
exactly.
fucking do that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I
But
can't
that's
wait for the
yeah.
bubble to pop.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's fantastic. It's such a that's a fucking rabbit hole to go down too as well. That's a fucking
It
weird
it
ass rabbit
it
hole.
sure is.
But yeah, then cutting back to this, we do also get them rounding up like a herd of seals and just fucking annihilating them. It's so sad. They're just
Hey,
clubbing seals, dude. It's so sad.
here's one for you. Baby seal walks into a club.
Fucking terrible.
What did I do? What did I
So
do?
bad. And then we just get again after that, it's just fucking they're murdering them, they skin them, they fucking, line them all up and it's just a fucking like row and field of fucking carcasses. It's crazy. But after that, we get also they're talking about poachers here too. This is where the poachers segment comes up. And they're like also attacking gators. So I guess they're hunting gators illegally and yeah, using them for pelts and whatnot and meat and such and so forth. But it's pretty gruesome, like skinnings of the shit. It's pretty like that part feels again. Maybe it's fake. I don't know if $35,000 really bought them that much of a budget to not include. You know what I mean? Like the animal part and shit, like that all feels real to me.
I mean,
Unfortunately.
it just like I mean, even with the shark, like I don't think that guy even hit a shark, and it
Oh no, not that
like
necessarily.
well, I just
Not
mean like
that.
a lot of it is just the way it cuts away from everything. Just
Hmm.
to me, it kind of screams like if they did get any archival footage, it's like maybe the isolated shots of the animals. But I
Hmm.
mean, $35,000 50 years ago is going to go a lot farther than now.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
hundreds of thousands of dollars
You're
in
right.
today's money.
You're right.
But
You're right.
yeah, I think it stops short of him actually traveling around the world to like
For
document all
sure. I
this.
don't think. Yeah, I was like, you're not doing that on 35,000. Even back then, it's not. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
not happening.
but I do think it would allow him to like fake a lot of these things. Like
Yeah,
like
yeah.
the later gator part. That's
so, so
that was not on
that
purpose.
was fantastic though. So, but no, yeah, you're right, and I do agree with you. I'm actually, yeah, about to get to that point, but like, I do think it was enough for them to stage certain things. But yeah, a lot of the footage, from what I know, from the little bit of research I've done, it just started off like that. It was just a compilation of accidents, crime scenes.
Compilation.
It's so disgusting,
What?
and all kinds of just vignettes of death. That's all it was. And they basically were like, I need to string an actual narrative together for this to be somewhat interesting because it's just watching fucking horrible imagery for an hour and a half. Like, and
Hmm.
that's not going to sell. But you slap a fucking dude in the lab coat in this bitch, have him talking over the footage, and it's a little more interesting, a little more, feasible as a cinematic experience.
Hmm.
But I thought that was interesting how they used the basis for this footage. They used all of this. So like a lot of these things, the events I believe are real for the most part, and like going forward with these ones, but a lot of them are reenactments. So they use the real footage as a basis for what they essentially shot.
Mm.
So as far as I know, That's again a lot of it, which what makes this movie so interesting because a lot of it is hearsay. So, you know what I mean? Even the real director's name, it didn't come out until years later. He came forward was John Allen Schwartz.
Yeah,
You know, it wasn't
he's
even he's
under
not
a
even credited.
pseudonym.
Yeah, he was under pseudonyms under the names and under the like directed by, written by, all of that. But yeah, it's interesting. You know what I mean? It's just very interesting.
Hmm.
So, we get the later Gator scene as you're discussing. The like a pair of, I believe, like sheriffs are called out to investigate a large gator that was spotted near a shore.
Yeah.
And they come out, they tie a little, they cast out the little rope, and as soon as he gets out of fucking like to to pull it, reel it back in, it jerks him back in and like pulls him into the water. And basically now you just see his remains, you just see him being pulled out of the water. And
Hmm.
it's just images of reaction shots of the crowd, and they're just very like, oh my god, oh my
This is the
god.
one where they literally film the cameraman at one point, and
Yeah.
I'm just like, how am I supposed to take this seriously? And I don't mean in the way
It's very funny.
of like one
No,
camera
well,
turns and we see the other.
it's not even just this. There's another one. It's the car accident one too. When he's like up and like into the window, like they show the cameraman. Yeah, it's so funny.
I'm trying to remember the car
There's
accident.
another. I'll bring it up when it comes up, but yeah, then we cut. So we get off of that and we go to basically a live footage of an assassination that takes place, I believe, in France.
I believe in France too, but what
Yes,
is
I
that?
believe. So dumb.
Like it's not really a matter of
It's
belief.
a it's a French assassination. I forget who the public figure is, but as he's talking at the podium, he there's not even, and this isn't even subtitled in English. Like this is not, you're just listening to him talk in French, gets shot in the gut. That's that's it.
Hmm.
You just that's all it is. And then cuts to footage of, apparently he was able to meet up with the assassin himself, who was
Hmm.
responsible for the footage of the killing you just saw.
So fucking goofy.
He's wearing a ski mask. Yeah, they put a voice changer on him. It's so funny. He walks out just in a ski mask and
So
just
ridiculous.
firing at watermelons.
He's like, one day this will be acceptable streetwear.
Exactly. You just meet one.
One day this will be called a shiesty.
That's so funny.
It's interesting, especially working where I do.
Mhm.
Um, sometimes people will come in with with it on, and we'll be like, "You can't come in here like that." Like
Like doggy.
you have to understand. You look like you're here to rob us.
Exactly.
Like the security
I'm not
guard is
profiling my guy. It's just
the
the
security.
optics of the situation.
I remember seeing the security guard go over to somebody one time and be like, "You have to take that off." And I was expecting the guy to like argue, but he was just like, "Fair enough."
So, oh, no, you're right. You're right.
Like, come on.
So, um, I believe now we're gonna get into the yeah, this is the guy I believe who snaps and murders his family. Yeah,
Oh,
we get
the
in.
old Chris Benoit.
Yeah, right. Yeah, Mike Lawrence. It says 1973. Mike Lawrence went berserk. This remarkable footage is a classic example of a man's mind that snapped. And then we just cut to like shootout footage of it. I need your verification on this one, but I do believe this one is staged. I don't believe this one.
I don't believe it is
Yeah, I
either.
was like, I do believe this one was staged. Again, could have been a real crime. Who knows? I don't know, but they probably just staged it. But again, we just debunked like half of this movie going forward already.
Oh man, I found. Oh, okay, okay, all right. I understand now.
Mhm.
it's meant to be. I thought it was meant to be a list of the genuine kills,
Yeah,
and then I see the monkey on the
yeah,
list.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I think it's actually
The fake ones.
all of the fake ones. Yeah.
Okay, okay, yeah, 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 yeah. Because this one's again, it's like multi cameras. Like, there's a lot of angles they're covering here. Like, they could have put a lot of the budget into this one for
Actually,
sure.
they have the two real ones.
Oh, I bet I know which ones those are, but I want to save it to when we get to those ones.
Hmm.
But yeah, we just get images of Mike Lawrence. We get like I'm pretty sure there's a SWAT team you're looking at essentially just
Oh
roll up
yeah,
on the
yeah,
house.
yeah.
And he comes outside, guns ablazing, and they fucking light his ass up. Just fucking empty the clips into him. And yeah, then we just kind of the camera pulls inside to reveal his family is kind of all murdered on the floor.
Yeah, I think it said they were all stabbed to death.
Yeah. It's pretty gruesome. As again, as a horror movie like set, fucking works fantastically.
Look, I'm gonna be honest, I'm not victim blaming, but like at some point they had to have realized that it wasn't smart to talk back to this guy. At some point they had to have known he was close to the edge here.
You're such a bastard.
I'm not victim blaming, I'm just saying at some point you must have been like, I
Oh
think
my
daddy
god.
wants to murder me.
I swear to God. So now we cut into the part where they're gonna start discussing like I guess natural causes deaths. This is kind of what a yeah, it's like natural causes and diseases. I want to say is where they kind of get into this portion of the movie.
Mm,
But we're taking a look at I believe Los Angeles coroner's office. And we're just seeing yeah, just the life and the day in the life of the coroner,
hmm.
just reeling away
Just the
some body.
autopsy assembly line.
Yeah, yeah, essentially, and yeah, they're just taking X-rays of them. It's just basically to determine the causes of death is what this whole segment is meant to kind of portray. And they find like a bullet lodged in one of the corpses. There's like forensic pathologists kind of just walking around doing forensic pathology,
Just
and
forensically pathologizing,
forensically pathologizing.
as it were.
And again, some of these bodies they look really interesting. Like I don't know, man. Like some of the if it's makeup, it's pretty fucking convincing. But I imagine they would have just gotten because they do at the end. There is a special thanks to the coroner's office, so I imagine they just went and shot in there.
I think probably the like some of the bodies mixed in might be real
Yeah,
or would be.
like this
But
one right here, where they're carving off the skull. Like when they fucking fold the skin forward and like peel the
see,
skull off.
I kind
That
I
shit's
kind
crazy, but I don't think that's real.
yes, I feel like
Yeah.
I feel like they would have maybe let them come see some things and see
Mm-hmm.
like what it looks like and maybe
Yeah.
even watch the process.
Yeah.
But I can't imagine that they would actually let them film the process unless they would have to think that they're like an actual documentary and you
The
know what I
the
mean?
thing
Like
is too, the way that they're filming it makes me believe that they actually did do that because some of it is intercut with like footage of like the doctors working on the corpses and stuff, but it's filmed in a way that you do not see any faces, not of the doctors, not of the corpse. You don't see anything like that. So that's in my eyes, that seems to them that they're being sort of respectful.
yeah,
You know,
I feel like if anything though, they went in and saw
oh
what it looked like and then they
fuck this.
recreated it.
Dude, but the fucking face peeling shit is crazy to look at. Even if it's fake, this is interesting, man. They fucking peel the cap forward, they like scoop the brains out, and then they fucking whip that bitch back. That is wild to look at.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know, man. This is the ambiguous one. This is the one I genuinely don't know if it's real or not. I don't know.
To me, it didn't fill me with the dread that the few parts
Well, no, because
it,
you're
you
not
know.
watching the death happen. This is the dead body. Like the other ones, it's like, yeah, you'll watch you see the light leave someone's eyes. Like,
Yeah.
this is already the fucking finished product.
Yeah, I just feel like the fact that we even are able to doubt is like,
It's interesting.
it kind of I feel like something in us would know.
Maybe, but that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like even then, like the special effect, it's not like special effects weren't there in that time period either. You know what I mean? Like, you look at movies in the 70s and stuff like coming out. What was it? No, Hellraiser. I'm thinking about like 80s being like the most like this definitely informed all of the gore and stuff that we saw in the 80s horror movies. You know what I mean? But even then, like we had like Texas Chainsaw, we had stuff like
Hmm.
that happening in the 70s. It wasn't like this wasn't unheard of or unachievable. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, and I mean, I feel like there's an element of sort of the same thing to like how the original Texas Chainsaw was presented as well. Like
Yeah.
not even like it's
Oh
like
yeah. Yeah.
found footage, but I think
For
people
sure.
just allowed themselves to forget that it
Hmm.
was
They suspended all of the disbelief.
yeah, like it doesn't even present itself as real, but people still felt like it was real.
Because they also slapped the based on a true story thing on it too, which was
Yeah,
very it's a
that's
little
true.
misleading. It's a little misleading. But yeah, that lends to people being like, what the fuck? Like
Just a little in the way that they completely lied,
yeah, exactly.
you know.
So yeah, it's interesting. So you get all of these cuts of like, just people working at the morgue and they're just kind of doing a lot of tests and stuff. And there's also like embalming processes you're seeing the fluid being injected to the bodies and just general preservation of the corpse. Getting I'm assuming funeral ready. But yeah, it's literally just a matter of them coming around and just a day in the life. That's really all this part is. It just can't really be overstated enough. But then we get this is the lecture chair part.
Oh
Larry De
yeah.
Silva in what is it, in 1974, Larry De Silva brutally raped and then murdered an 84-year-old woman. After a lengthy trial, he was sentenced to death by means of electrocution. And this is basically, I feel like this was the very much staged one. We can
Oh
pretty
yeah.
much, yeah, I was gonna
A
say we
thou
can
a
agree.
thousand percent.
This is
This
very
was
much
this
staged.
was
Yeah,
this was shot in Schwartz's basement.
interesting. Really?
Yep.
Oh, that's cool. I like that. Shit, this is a really good looking fucking basement. Then it looks like a prison cell. That's crazy. Yeah, they must have gotten a really good like access to like some sort of for external shots. You know what I mean? Like picking it up.
Hmm.
That's pretty
Yeah,
neat.
yeah, just where the actual execution takes place.
Hmm. Yeah, but they do a really good job of this is the dramatic effect one, which again, like these are the big scenes that people remember because they were the ones that also I feel linger the longest. I feel like that was the that would help with the stickiness of the whole thing for people.
Hmm.
But yeah, you just see them. They put like tape over his eyes to keep his eyes from bulging out of his skull. Strap the helmet onto him, and they just flip the switch, man. And they go until they can't go no mo.
They sure do
Yeah.
until the cornstarch and red food coloring starts
Starts
dripping
bulging.
down.
Yeah,
Yeah, I was laughing. I was like, that's just not even what blood looks
yeah,
like,
yeah.
you
It
know?
is a cool effect though. I like the way they do it. It's cool. It's like the bleeding eyes effect that they do. You see in like some modern music videos and stuff. I think like a Billie Eilish video did that. But
A
yeah,
fu-
you get that execution scene. Just it's over as quick as it fucking started. And then this is when we start getting the Middle East sequence.
hmm Yeah, they're like, and this is how these fucking savages do it. Like, it's obviously worse when they do it. Like, it's
Yeah, yeah,
it's just got a weird stink to it, you
yeah,
know?
yeah, yeah. This is the execution you were mentioning.
Hmm.
They place dude's head on a like wooden stake or like a stump,
Like
and they just
it's
behead him.
hmm
And it's like using some big ass sword too.
I recently found out that it's racist to call it a scimitar, which is
Really?
unfortunate because scimitar feels like a cool word, but
Really?
yeah.
I'm interested to know why.
Um,
I mean, no, you don't need to like pull it up right now. I'm just saying that's fair. That's fascinating because I just, I thought that was referring to the type of sword it was.
um, hold on. So it says the word scimitar carries racist and Orientalist connotations due to its historical
Interesting.
use by Europeans as a broad, inaccurate, often negative term for various curved swords from the Middle East and other non-Western cultures, as opposed to the quote superior Western saber.
Mm,
The term is derived from the Italian mispronunciation of the Persian word shamshir and lumps together diverse historical swords, promoting ignorance and a generalized evil
interesting.
Eastern sword image. So instead of each sword being like, so shamshir is Persian.
Represented. It's kind of it's it's the Hispanic version of that.
Well, just yeah,
That's what I'm saying.
we're
Yeah,
all different. We're not all Mexican.
exactly.
And I said that I'm sorry that came off like there was a disdain for it.
No, no, no. I get
It's
it.
because when you're another ethnicity and
Yeah.
everyone just goes, yeah, where are you from? Oh, my dad's Nicaraguan. Oh, so you're Mexican? Like what? It's fucking god damn it,
Yeah,
you know?
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just being, and I think this is true of a lot of different things.
Hmm.
Being called something that you don't identify with or you are not, even like the first time, it's just like, oh no, actually, I'm this, whatever. But when it continues,
Yeah.
it's just naturally will enrage you. So,
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
being like, who cares about being misgendered? Everyone does. You do. If I started
Hmm.
calling you a
Hmm.
lady all the
Yeah.
time, you would
Yeah,
be fucking
exactly.
pissed about it
Yep.
because it's not what you are.
Yep.
So shut
you,
your mouth.
you just explained bigotry in 2 seconds, man. That's crazy.
I sure did. So basically, every region country has a different sword, even though they might all
Mm.
have somewhat of a curve to them or not.
Hmm.
They're all just lumped in as being just like, yeah, all these browns just make this same sword. Isn't that
Hmm.
crazy?
Hmm. Yeah, yeah. That's interesting. I mean, yeah, shit. You can learn things on our podcast, damn
You can, despite our best efforts. We'll go back to the poo poo now.
it. So now we move into the San Francisco cult. I think it's like the shaman, shamanistic figure that we have here. He's like he even says he's like talking to him and like discussing more about his beliefs and stuff. It was clear he was a psychopath. It's like that's hilarious because this is obviously they're trying to do some sort of like reincarnation sort of like ritual type beat is from what I'm like gathering, but they're just basically praying over a dead body and like trying to woo-saw their way into making him breathe again.
Woosah.
Yeah.
Keep you all in check.
Yeah. I mean, they're not, and this isn't really a big part. They're literally just like rubbing all over him. And then, and then it gets into the point where that's right. It's not a reincarnation ritual. They get into the point where it's sort of like how we were just discussing the blood rituals that they were trying to do to keep themselves young. That's what they're doing here. That's what he's doing here. He's
Oh,
like cutting open the body and
the
like
blood
then they're
orgy.
yeah they're like yeah literally quite literally it's
That's
a blood orgy.
what cracked me up. Is like you really want me to believe that you have
Yeah.
footage of a blood
Yeah,
orgy.
yeah, yeah. Quite literally. Go
You know,
shout out to our basket episode as well as our Event Horizon episode. Go listen to those.
I thought you were gonna say shout out to the Woodland Christmas Critters. Is that what they're called
Yeah, that's so
on
stupid.
South
The
Park?
ending of it.
Blood orgy,
No.
blood
Both
orgy.
of those episodes had blood orgies in them. So if you're craving more blood orgy content, we got you covered.
You mentioned Event Horizon too.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
One day we'll have a third blood orgy.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I think we just did it.
No,
Because it's happening right now
that
in front
doesn't
of
count.
me. Yeah, yeah. You just get they're like they start dismembering the organs of this body and then they just I'll start fucking. That's that's it. Well, it's just an excuse to get tits, and that's literally all that this. That's the only purpose that this scene served.
It's funny because at the end they do the same thing.
Yeah, I know it's fucking the way that this. We'll talk about it, but that's yeah,
Yeah,
man. This
yeah.
fucking trip, man.
We
And
have
it's go ahead, go ahead.
we haven't gotten to the cryo like the cryonics part yet,
Not
right?
yet, I believe so. I don't think so. Well, I don't know
Yeah.
if we might have glossed over. If we did, we'll get to it later on. This is a real choose your own adventure fucking type movie.
Mm-hmm.
Then we have this is from another religious cult apparently. This is the holiness branch of the Church of God
The
that we
snake
get. Yeah, the
handlers.
snake handlers, and we get some speaking in tongues. We get some movement,
This is
some
the
body movement.
this is the funny thing is I'm like not sure if this is, and it's only because I'm so dubious of everything else in this,
Hmm.
but I'm not sure if this is real footage, but I do know this is a thing.
Oh, the snake handling thing is very real. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah, for sure.
it definitely is a thing.
Yeah,
So it's
yeah.
like kind of,
That's what
at
I,
least half a point
that's
here.
what I mean. Is just that that's so interesting that a lot of the other stuff was ambiguously presented to the fact that, like, again, it feels like
Yeah,
real things, even if it's not.
there's
It
no blood
does.
orgies going on, but
Hmm.
this is happening.
Hmm. Yeah, 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 for sure, for sure.
Hey,
Which
if this snake bites me in the dick and I die, it was meant to happen, baby.
it's how the
What are you
cookie
gonna
crumble.
do?
It's how the cookie crumbles, baby.
That's how my cock. I'll
So
stop.
tough. So I will say the one shot in here that's fucking crazy is homeboy leaning over the fire. Did you remember that?
Yeah, and I did think that that was
Dude,
fucking
that
nuts
was
too.
fucking crazy. I was like, whoa, wait a minute. Again, how do you fake that? That I don't know. Like, there's another fire scene that I get you can absolutely fake, and it is I the protest, 100%. It's that one's 100%
Yeah,
staged.
that was
But
obviously
this one, he's like
that's
leaning
literally
into the fire.
every single sitcom man bursts
Yeah,
on fire.
yeah, for sure. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But yeah,
So funny.
I did think about that of like
That's
what
what I'm
if
saying. But it lends to your point though. Like, is this footage real? I mean, hard to fake this shit if you're doing it. It's crazy because they don't show anybody. Like, they don't show anybody getting bit. They don't show anything like that. They just show them dancing around and like fucking handling the snakes. That's it.
yeah, but then they do mention that one guy did get bit and
That's right.
dies.
Yeah, yeah. One later on they did expect, but again, that's off camera. You could just assume that.
It's
I
just
don't
funny
know.
that these snakes' whole lives is just being like held and they're like shaking them around and they're like wrapping them around their neck and they're like tying them into bows and all this
It's
shit.
just fucking
And these
ah,
snakes are just sitting here looking at each other like, I'm gonna bite this motherfucker.
exactly.
You're not gonna bite him, Craig.
You're not gonna
You
buy
always say you're gonna bite him, Craig. But you ain't never bit nobody. You know what, motherfucker? Just for that, I swear to God, soon as this asshole's dick is in striking range, going King Cobra on that motherfucker. You ain't doing shit, Craig. You are all talk. Later that day,
later that.
oh shit,
Look what the
Craig
fuck
did
Craig
it.
did it.
He finally did it. That motherfucker, he's a legend. How funny would it be
Oh
if
god.
once Craig like bit that guy, all the other snakes were just like, "Oh fuck it, it's go
Yeah,
time."
yeah, exactly. It's on.
And you saw a moment of weakness.
That was so good. That was so fucking. That was
and,
good.
and you
I needed that laugh before we actually get into the real shit right now because it is we're approaching that.
look, I'll be totally
Uh,
honest. I'll be totally honest. If you're one of those guys and you get bit by a snake in the dick or otherwise, you deserve it.
yeah, I was gonna say, why is your dick in the vicinity anyway?
Well, even if your otherwise is in the vicinity, you
Your
deserve
other one.
you
Oh,
deserve
no.
it. You
God damn
you
it.
brought that on your fucking self.
Oh my
What are you
god.
doing?
Anyway, we get the next slice of life here, as it were. Oof. Mary Alice Brighton in 1977. She jumped from the sixth floor to her death, which that's just real.
When you
That's
when
just
you
real ass
ooh,
footage.
when you hear that impact, like
Yeah, it's
it's
that's fucking rough, dude.
it's so weird that there's just something inside your brain
That knows.
that just knows that
Knows,
that's
yeah.
real.
Oh, fucking even watching it
Of
back, dude, is
just
like I hear the thud in my head and it's just like, ugh, fuck.
it's
It's rough. It's this one's a real rough one to watch. Luckily, it's grainy as fuck and it's dark, but it's still that does not make it any less harrowing. It's very fucking. This one's yeah. This is again. This is an hour into this movie where it finally felt like, ooh, pit of my stomach, like nasty. Oh fuck! And then they show the body. Woo!
yeah.
Yeah, it was right. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's hard to discern fucking the fake from the real sometimes, and I get it. Like, I get it.
Yeah. And then this is pretty much the traffic accident portion of the film.
Not yet. This is the cryogenic
Okay, we get
freezing.
into the
Yeah, this is
cryogen.
the freezing part.
Now this to me is fascinating
Hmm.
because it does exist. It did exist
Hmm.
in the late 60s and like mid 70s.
Well, this is what the whole Walt Disney thing came out of, right? Like this was the.
Kind of, yeah, but
I mean, around that same time. I mean, it was like yeah,
yes.
yeah,
It's not even kind of. It's yes.
yeah,
That
yeah.
is the idea. But what's funny here is that to be cryogenically frozen, you have to have died. So like
It's the most exclusive list of all time.
this part is interesting
Hmm.
because it is real, but it is harshly misrepresented.
Correct.
So it's real, but it's done in a way that leans towards the fake, which is
Correct.
just like very, very strange because
Yeah, because you even get shots from like below the doctors, which is like so funny,
hmm
as if you're the body getting wrapped up.
hmm it's it's just funny because like there was never any chance of these people being unfrozen to begin with,
Sure.
and
Yeah.
they all of these services went out of business. And I saw something that said, hold on.
Well, just to show, like, just to describe what they're doing, they like wrap the body in like a sleeping bag of some sort, and then like wrap it in another like sort of bag, and then put it into a cryogenic chamber.
I saw something that said that like the last cryogenic corpses were like thawed out
Hmm.
and disposed of in like the early 2000s.
Really? That's interesting. I didn't know that.
Apparently apparently there are some cryonics companies back now. Wow.
Oh, yeah, that's what I'm saying. I forgot. I want to fucking find the
There's
name
just
of that, but it's literally all going back to that exact thing we were talking about. Like, you know, the whole vampiric aging or de-aging process. That all of that. It goes back to all of that.
mhm.
Like they're the reason why that shit is still in business.
Cryonics procedures can begin only after the patients are clinically and legally dead. Procedures may begin within minutes of death and use cryoprotectants to try to prevent ice formation during cryopreservation. It is not possible to reanimate a corpse that has undergone vitrification,
Mm,
ultra rapid cooling, as this damages the brain, including its neural circuits. The first corpse to be frozen was that of James Bedford in 1967. As of
interesting.
2014, remains from about 250 bodies had been preserved in the US, and
Wow.
1,500 people had made arrangements for cryopreservation of theirs. Even if the resurrections promised by cryonics were possible, economic considerations make it unlikely cryonics corporations could remain in business long enough to deliver.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. It's like
The the hyperinflation. The
Yeah,
patients,
yeah.
being dead, cannot continue to pay for their own preservation.
Hmm.
Early attempts at chronic preservation were made in the 60s and early 70s, mostly relied on family members to pay for the preservation, and ended in failure, with all but one of the corpses cryopreserved before 73 being thawed and disposed of.
Wow.
This is the story of that final corpse.
That's good.
Thank you. I'm so curious. Oh, it's Disney.
That's what I was gonna say. It's like a fucking yeah, like
To be clear, I didn't read that. I'm riffing.
oh, I thought
I'm riffing. To
I
be
was gonna
clear,
say I thought that
sorry,
was yeah.
sorry. The
Fucker,
way that
you
was
had it.
presented,
Yeah,
the way,
exactly.
yeah. I don't
I'm
want.
taking your word on this shit.
But yeah.
That
So
was good.
the first wave failed, but I guess now people are doing it again. But like,
Hmm.
bodies just don't work that way.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, yeah, it's very. I know exactly. Decomposition time is not on their side.
Yeah, and I saw
Shout
some
out Rolling Stones.
right, and I saw someone make the point of um, our brain is basically a hard drive.
Hmm.
You can't once you freeze it, there's going to be damage to it.
Hmm.
And when you unfreeze it, you can't just expect the same
Yeah,
person.
same person exactly.
Yeah. So
Yep.
even if you could, there would be lasting effect. It's just
Hmm.
not a thing.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, exactly. Well, it doesn't stop the white folk from paying for it. So
Become a horrific fusion of man and God in some other way.
exactly. Do you want to piss in the face of God?
I mean, yeah, but I'll do
So
it in a more
we
economical way.
we cut to another real. This was another real. I know for a fact this one was real. This is a portion. I guess before I don't know if it's both of these bodies are real, but the first one we show a bloated body that washed up from a drowning victim. And then the second one that is shown is actually real. I know that for a fact. This happened because this was literally it popped up on the shore while the crew was filming, I believe in like California somewhere. Um and yeah, they got news that someone had found a body on the beach and they just ran over and filmed it. And that's literally you're seeing the rescue efforts of that
The crew
essentially.
of this film, or just the crew who was
The crew
filming
of this
that?
film. The crew of this film was actually on the beach and like yeah, they got word that someone had just found it. They were screaming about it and they ran over and yeah, sure enough it was just a surfer who just fucking lost his life.
He looks like a Kyle.
Yeah, yeah, it's but that one's it's very much a real this is a real ass body. You're just watching it. I remember seeing that in articles that I was reading that this one and the plane that we're gonna talk about later is very much that's
Hmm.
also a very real one.
Yes, it
That
is.
one was fucking oof, rough, dude.
Yeah, it's
Like as
pretty
much as the
crazy.
suicide one was rough to watch, that one is very rough to get through. But we now we cut to after that guy is done, we cut to someone who was stuck in a cave. Essentially, they're talking about someone who was an inexperienced spelunker. That's such a weird fucking word to say.
Look, I gotta say this because it has like two sheriffs come to pull him out,
Mhm.
and this is fake. This is definitely fictionalized because of the way it's shot makes it
The
like so,
cave one?
yeah.
Oh yeah, 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 for sure, for sure.
The
Yeah.
way it's shot makes it really fucked
100%.
up.
The lighting and everything, it's all just I was like, come on, man.
Believe it or not, dear listener, I try not to just like relate to everything and tell a story that's, connected to everything, but I do have to talk about this.
Yeah, hit me with it.
So, my aunt, her late husband,
Hmm.
he passed away, I think from cancer,
Hmm.
but him and his brother, they were a very specific breed of white. They like to go spelunking in the caves in Nevada and like mines,
You
you
had never
know?
watched The Descent before, bro?
Right? Like, I mean, honestly, nothing terrifies me more than the idea of like dying in a cave in. That's just like
Hmm.
seems so horrific. That was
Yeah,
my takeaway from 9/11. We kind of were talking about it earlier.
that's
The
so fun.
people
Yeah,
dying in the
yeah,
rubble
inside the
and
rubble.
the
Yeah,
searching for them and everything.
yeah.
Like, That to me was the most
For
horrific
sure.
part
That's yeah,
of it all.
it's the most horrifying to think about for sure. Yeah.
So it's kind of funny that, well, not haha, but just to
Yeah.
think of like, yeah,
Yeah.
that is my like lifelong scar of that is like how like I will never go in a cave. Fuck that. I'm not doing
Hmm.
that.
Hmm.
You know. But fucking so my his name was Bill. Bill and his brother decided to go into this cave one day, and they're looking around and doing whatever the fuck white guys do in a cave. And his brother slipped, and just like the guy in this,
No.
he fell about 100 feet head first and died. And
Fuck.
I believe it was Bill that went down and pulled his body up.
Fuck.
I'm not a hundred
Woo.
percent. That's kind of how I remember it. Is that's what
That's
they told us? Is like
yeah.
then he rappelled down
Yeah.
and brought him up so that
Yeah. I mean, what else do you fuck? Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I
So
get it.
crazy, right?
God damn, dude. Yeah, that's wild.
It's
That's
weird.
wild,
It's
dude.
weird to watch this and be like, yeah, I personally kind
Know that,
of
yeah, have that. Yeah. Well, that's the thing is just like that's because it's so like this is very much like fucking almost like a thousand ways to die, whereas like it's almost like
hmm
goofy, but like maybe some people have actually fucking died, like you know what I mean? And like, and then you actually see the footage of people who did die like this. It's like
hmm
it's very like again it may not be a good movie. We're fucking flying through this thing like it's nothing because it's
hmm
not a good movie, but it's just still so fascinating. It does
yeah.
not detract from like the intrigue that's
Yeah.
there surrounding this movie, you know.
Yeah, I mean, we are fascinated with death because we're the only animals that are aware of it. So the
Hmm.
only way
Hmm.
we can
Hmm.
get over it is by examining the fuck out of it because I
Yeah.
mean, who among us has never in the middle of like laying down for bed had their mind go to, yeah, man, so we're finite too. And
Hmm.
you're just like, fuck, don't want to,
Yep,
don't
yep.
want to, don't
The
want to.
existential fucking dread sits in. Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's like you just
Absolutely.
can't think about the fact you exist for too long. We must be an
Exactly.
observer.
Yeah, exactly. And I think well, okay, so this is such an interesting, I just kind of want to take a moment to talk about. I think it's an interesting way that death is presented in different cultures. This kind of touches on that. It's not a very great way of touching that, but like there is a way of like there different cultures see death in a different light. For instance, the Mexican culture, my culture, we have Dia de los Muertos, and it's like that is a day for celebrating the life of the loved ones who have passed on, and it's
hmm
a way of celebrating that. So it's like death in our culture is less of a frightening thing. It's more of a thing that, like, okay, yes, it is the end of a person's journey here, but we have so much of their life to look back on and like celebrate. And
hmm
so it's a different light and it's a different take on that. And I really appreciate the way like my culture in particular has always viewed death because like as fascinating as it is, you know, it's yeah, it's a dark thought. It's a dark like it's unfortunately, but it's a fucking natural thought. It's what we're all going to end up. Like unfortunately,
hmm
hopefully none of us end up like any of the people in this movie, but you know, we're going to end at some point. Like it's just
Yeah,
inevitable,
yeah,
you know, and it's just a
yeah.
fascinating thing to look at. And I think the more that that's why I like discussing it. That's why I like talking about it because it takes away the taboo nature of it. It takes
hmm
away that like the dread and the fear of like
Well, it's something we're all thinking about.
exactly
So if someone doesn't say it, we're all
the
just
elephant in the room.
yeah, we're all just like drowning in it. So it's
Exactly.
just, like making those jokes and especially
Hmm.
coming from, you know, I used to be like suicidally depressed for a long, long time, for
Yeah.
years and years. And, it gives you a certain appreciation of life. And it's very strange to
Hmm.
think of like, I distinctly remember the moment that I went, oh, wow, the fact that I will eventually die is no longer a comfort.
Yeah.
It's actually a source of extreme abject horror.
Yep.
I remember like breaking down crying and it being
Hmm.
like a very weird mixed thing of like being happy that I cared about my life now and
Yeah.
also being like, ah, fuck, man.
Yep.
Like, I used to look forward to that.
Found
Now it's gonna
purpose,
suck.
found purpose, but at what cost?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's yeah, oh fuck, man. That was a real like gut punch moment, but
Yeah, but
it was interesting that
the
internal.
flip, the flip of it, and I think that's what I'm saying. Even because talking about this type of media and stuff, that's exactly why I feel like we're inherently drawn to it, is because we're so fascinated by it. Because it's like, also, again, I keep bringing it back to the generational violence that we've also seen. It's been inherent in our culture. It's I mean, America was built on violence. It's fucking,
Mhm.
it's just how we got here.
America runs on Duncan and was built on violence.
That's goddamn, that was good.
That's
That's
like
fucking
you know
phenomenal.
how the customer's always right. There's like the second half no one knows.
Yeah.
That's that's the second half to the
That's
Dunkin'
so
Donuts
funny.
slogan.
That's so funny. God damn, you caught me so off guard.
Well, while I got you in a laughing
Oh
mood,
man.
these two, so it says that there's two sheriffs that go in to retrieve this corpse in the
Yeah,
caves.
yeah.
And I was telling Amanda, I was like, it is pretty crazy to think, like, obviously these guys, this is fake,
Hmm.
but there are people who, like, that is part of their job is like,
Hmm.
go rescue people from these caves,
Yeah.
and probably half the time it's going to be a corpse.
Yep.
And, you know, kind of like firefighters, they're probably getting paid to, like, sit around 90% of the time because
Yeah.
that other 10% of the time they're pulling because
Actual life-threatening shit. Yeah.
like Bill's brother, he was not a
Experience.
clean
Like,
situation.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Like in this, it's just a body. He's all clean. They just pick
yeah.
him up and go. Like I'm pretty sure that guy's head fucking popped, falling
Yeah.
100 feet.
On rocks. Yeah.
You,
Fucking
you
Jesus
know?
Christ.
So
Yeah.
it's like that's not. They're not walking into just like, oh, he looks like a peaceful little angel.
For sure.
You know?
For sure. Yeah.
But rest assured, dear viewers, it's still a cab because there's no way that's not a sundown town.
Oh yeah,
There's
100%. What the
there's
fuck? Yeah, 100%.
there's no way. Fuck them all.
Absolutely. Amen, brother. So yeah, on that note, we'll skip. That's a crazy fucking detour we just took right now. We get a bear fight or a bear attack, I guess is but this one obviously staged.
It's so funny. Like we're
It's
just
very
supposed to
funny.
believe that
It's very
everyone
funny because
has
it's quick. It's
cameras.
quick, like very close shots of the bear. It's just
Hmm.
like ah, ah.
It's like all the most
And he's
interesting
just
parts.
munching.
Everyone just happened to look away. I
Ah,
mean,
he's just snacking, bro. He like me right now. He's me in like an hour from now, just munching and then running into the woods.
it just he pulled a oh boy. What's his name? What's his name? What's his name? They pulled in Elisha
What is
on that
Elisha?
one.
What is that
This
one?
this the story in the Bible where Elisha was like an old bald man walking up a hill, and I think this is pretty funny because
Why do you know this and I don't? That's
because
so
I
fucking
had to
strange.
fucking read the Bible as a child. That's why I'm the
That's
way I
fair. Yeah,
am.
that's fair.
You really want to fuck a kid
That's
up?
fair. That's
Have him
fair.
read this story.
My joke is that I went to school. I went to private school for 13 years, and that's why I look the
Oh,
way I do.
oh Jesus. That'll do it as well.
Exactly.
Um, so he's going up the hill, and I believe it's 42 school children
Mm.
come out of the woods, and they begin to say, "Go up, ye baldy! Go up, ye baldy!" And he goes, "Ooh, these little motherfuckers! God, can you please teach them a lesson? Because it's really like messed up to be mean to bald men." And then two mother bears walk out of the woods and kill all of the children.
What the fuck is this story, dude?
This is
That's what Elijah. I've never heard this story in my life. That's crazy.
This is two Kings, 2:23 to 24.
Oh, okay, Kings, yeah.
Elisha and the Bears. Yep,
So
they
funny,
maul
dude.
42 of them,
The fuck?
highlighting divine power and judgment.
So when does Goldilocks enter?
Yeah. Anyway, that's the situation we're left
Yeah,
with here.
that we were just privy to.
Mm-hmm.
So we cut to a bunch of just this is just now the natural disaster portion of it. This is the accidents portion. And we cut to footage of 1972 Wilkes Barre, Pennsylvania. And this just a flooded town. Just
Yeah,
completely flooded town, which is fucking crazy to watch.
yeah, it's insane that that
Yeah.
can happen.
Just
It's
feels like yeah, watching Katrina again, like it's crazy. And then yeah, the big ass tornadoes and shit, like that shit is terrifying to watch because it's like that's just they just lifted that footage from place. It's not. This wasn't no CGI. This wasn't anything like that. This was just straight out the camera, bro.
Yeah, it's pretty nuts. It's like news footage. It is crazy that flooding like that can really occur. I mean, when we were all kind of worried about the possibility of a tsunami, I was like, well, we're on the second floor, and I just can't
Yeah,
see it,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
getting this high
yeah.
here. So
I
maybe our
know.
downstairs neighbors will be fucked, but I think we'll be okay.
It's fucked up. So they said the next day the storm passed and the whole town had been devastated, and it was a death toll of 570 people. Fucking terrible, man. Yeah, the whole city is ravaged. You know, buildings are collapsing and stuff. It's just like they had to completely rebuild their homes.
Yeah, it's
Hmm.
pretty nuts.
And
Nature
yeah,
don't
and
give a
then
fuck.
you get this is the rough one, man. The footage of like the buildings on fire and people just like trying to help people out, but they're falling out. Like again, real reminiscent of 9/11 footage, and it's just fucking real harrowing to watch.
Hmm.
Real rough shit. And then we get into pollution. This movie touches on everything. And I mean fucking everything. It
Hmm.
is crazy like they threw the widest blanket out for this one.
Yeah. Just going through all the categories of like all the different types of death.
Well, yeah, all the pollution stuff, so that leads into the protests that we were talking about.
Hmm.
And then you see a group of, I believe, students, college students, are out protesting in front of a nuclear power plant. I believe
Hmm.
that was the site for leakage. Like it was some of the stuff had leaked into the water supply and and caused like sickness and stuff like that. So these guys were out here protesting that. But one of them decided to take an extreme measure and light himself on fire and run at the
Hmm.
gate and then collapse on the floor in the very safe, all right, I'm done, put me out position.
Yeah.
Not before, you know, the kids get a nice little showing of the body when they lifted the blanket. They're like, oh, look, he's charred. That's crazy.
Yeah. Look at him. He's a little charburger.
Exactly.
Little smash burger action while we're at it.
Yeah, and then now we just get into World War II footage. It's just World War II footage for a while.
Yeah. And then we go into honestly, we don't even need to like super go into it.
Mm-mm.
There's a decent amount of Holocaust footage, which I feel
Yeah.
was honestly just in poor taste in what a giant piece of shit this is.
In what
It,
this is, yeah, aiming to be. Yeah.
if there was a if this movie really had an intellectual core to it,
Hmm.
I could
Hmm.
maybe feel different about it, but it just it's just so in disingenuous and just literally they were like, "Whoa, this is fucked up and crazy." I just want to show people how like that part, not
Hmm.
like to get enjoyment out of it rather than to look at it and go,
Yeah, it's exploitative. Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, rather than to look at it like I mean, I posted about it on Facebook. I recently saw a guy with a bunch of Nazi tattoos, and
Hmm.
I was on my lunch break at work, and
Yeah.
I was filled with so much fucking rage because if I wasn't at work, I think I would have just fucking gone at that dude in the middle of McDonald's.
Hmm.
Like we can't let that shit happen,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
But I don't. it's exploitative here, like you
Yeah,
were saying,
yeah, yeah. It's
you
that's what
know.
I'm saying. That's what this genre is built. That's what I'm saying. Mondo films in general were kind of that was the fucking name of the game. You
Hmm.
know, it was exploitation films, just as B movies and exploitation films were exploitative. You know what I mean? It is meant to be shocking and like, break the taboo nature of everything, but it's like at some point, you're right, it is in poor taste. And I mean, I do agree with you and in if this was saying something grandiose or had actually a point to it, that footage might have been handled differently, or if it was, you know what I mean, if it was in a
Yeah,
different
I
way, it might have had a different impact, but it's just the way we're presented and what we got, it doesn't feel right. It was a bad taste.
I'm lucky because, I don't have respect for like modern day military. The
Yeah,
last time our
yeah,
military did anything involving any sort of freedom or liberty was World War II. There were some, I mean, a fair amount of good people that were forced to go to
hmm,
Vietnam and Korea.
yep,
So that's also like a mixed bag of like the
exactly,
people who were there because they wanted to do harm. Don't fuck with that. The people that were forced to be there and then,
hmm,
at gunpoint made to do atrocities, those are, that's real fucked up.
yeah,
And I was lucky enough to be taught by a couple of veterans of those wars
hmm,
in school
yeah,
that,
you've told me about it before. Your teachers sound like pretty interesting fucking cats, man.
yeah, Mr. McCombs, huge
Yeah,
shout out to him, and so him just straight up, like, I remember a couple times, I wish I could think of like the examples, but there were a couple times where kids would do things that would cross lines and he would just turn around and just be like, no, absolutely fucking not. It is not funny. We are not
hmm,
playing with that.
yeah,
And, just seeing like,
yeah, because he saw the end result of where those jokes get you.
yeah,
He saw
exactly.
he saw where that fucking leads, and it's not. Yeah, it isn't funny. Yeah.
Exactly. And just like I do think it's important, and I don't know like at what age, but I do think it's important for kids to see that Holocaust footage at some
Yeah.
point. I do think that
Hmm,
and Roots
hmm,
and
hmm.
some other things in my childhood, and I wish I like knew what those things were, but
Yeah.
those two things in particular, seeing Holocaust footage at a young age and watching Roots in school
Hmm,
and like having conversations about it, I think those two things did a lot to
hmm.
put me on the trajectory I'm on
Yeah,
of like
exactly.
zero tolerance,
Yeah, 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 exactly. Because I think
you
again,
know?
because it does. You're exactly right.
Zero
Like what?
tolerance for intolerance. Let me
Exactly, exactly.
let me make sure
That was good. That was
that I'm
good.
very
That
clear
was
there.
good.
I was like, "Whoa!" If he,
You're like, wait a minute.
I was like, just imagining you clipped that, and then it just went to the do 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 do.
That's so
Like,
funny.
no, no, do not do me like that. Put the music here.
That's hilarious. Oh man, no. Well, I mean, that's what I'm saying. It is interesting how you're right. How those like we're seeing the aftermath of all these things, and like, and even again, like our society being as violent as it is, and then just violence being such an everyday thing. Now we could just fucking see it on our phone. You know what I mean? Literally, it is in the palm of our hands, and it is just a daily occurrence thing. And before, even if it was a daily occurrence thing, and fucking, we're talking about a rotten.com, fucking, you know
Hmm.
what I mean? Like all of these sites, motherless.com, you know what I mean? All of it. Yes, I remember all of these fucking sites because it's like, yes, we all grew up on them. We unfortunately had that same like morbid curiosity that just led us to that. But again, I think you're in that same vein. You're exactly right. It somehow taught us empathy.
Hmm.
Somehow we got to empathy through that fucking disgusting imagery and shit, you know?
Yeah, somehow, like I don't know, but I'm very happy, and we're very lucky
Exactly.
that somehow all of the weird, toxic shit that we're taught
Hmm.
as Americans, as guys, as
We
straight
were able
guys,
to filter
as
it. We were able to
yeah,
filter it and like learn from the actual, take the actual lesson from that, not just the fucking shit we were being force fed.
yeah. At
Yeah.
some point, something in us clicked and went, I don't like all the racist jokes actually,
Yep.
and I don't like all of this shit, and I don't
Anti-trans
like
jokes. Yeah, yeah.
it's yeah, it's funny, but it's also like kind of interesting what a like breath of fresh air it obviously is
Hmm.
for us to be good people when you
Yeah,
go into an environment where everyone's like shitty, like when you go into a work environment and you're just like, oh
yeah,
yeah, well actually I don't fuck with that, and I didn't think that was funny.
yeah.
I had a coworker make a domestic violence joke, and I was just like, I don't think that shit is funny,
Hmm.
and he just like didn't know what to
Yeah,
do.
you stun them. Yeah, you
I had
stun. They're like, what the fuck? Wait, what?
one of my female coworkers had like had fallen and like had like a bruise on her head, and he was like, "Oh,
Uh,
you know what happened was I hit her," haha. And I was like, "That's not funny."
the
And
fuck? Yeah, that's not even.
he
What the fuck is
and
it?
he just didn't know what to do with that. He was just like completely stopped short. It was just like,
Good.
yeah,
Yeah, good. Fuck that motherfucker, dude.
dumbass.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, you're exactly right. I do appreciate all of this. I want to tell people this was the reason why we were doing this episode. It's not to talk about this movie. It's not. It's less about this movie than it is about everything else that we're talking about. It's the impact that this shit had. It is the cultural fucking imprint that this left on everybody's psyche.
I
Fucking
think
$35 million. That's crazy.
absolutely insane.
That's fucking crazy, bro.
I think part of like the appeal of all of
Mm,
this and of like seeing all of these things is like kind of proving to yourself how you feel about them,
hmm.
so you
Hmm.
don't have to wonder like you don't have to
Yeah,
wonder of like what would it be like if I did that, or what would it
yeah,
look like if someone was like, you know what I mean?
yeah. Because for me, it's like I see the like images of bodies laying out, and I'm like, that looks like it sucks, man. Like that doesn't look like a good fucking time. And if I could prevent myself from ending up there, that'd be kind of chill. You know,
Yeah.
I'd fuck with that.
Yeah, and I feel like in, you know, cases of killings, there have been like, well, I just like wondered what would happen, you know,
Hmm.
and I think seeing these things and being like, oh, that would happen, and working it out in these like safe ways, like we kind of talk about.
Man, fuck it. You did the perfect segue. Fuck it. Bring it up. Bring it up. Just bring it up. Bring up the article already. Yeah, we got to talk about it now
Oh,
before if because we'll get through this movie and we'll forget to bring it up. That's the perfect place to bring it up. This
yeah,
shit is crazy, bro. I saw
the
this shit. I want to preface this morning. Before we even had the fucking the talk about let's get on the call or anything, this morning I saw this fucking article drop fucking batshit, bro.
isn't it weird that if we would have done this when we planned on Wednesday, we would have missed this article because
Missed
it
this.
came out
Yeah.
yesterday.
Yeah,
So, I
we would have
mean,
missed it.
maybe procrastination's
This
pretty
is
cool.
fucking psychotic though, dude. Hit him with it. Hit him. This is yeah, we this is very pertinent to this episode in particular.
This is a Vice article titled "A Vietnamese Murder Has Given the World Its First Real Snuff Movie,"
Mm-hmm.
and it's really interesting. There's like sexual elements,
Yeah.
psychological elements.
Yeah.
Basically, it's a willing victim laying on his back and masturbating and being decapitated while climaxing.
Mm-hmm.
And there's evidence and reason to believe that the victim may have been
A
sick
willing
and
participant.
dying.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely a willing participant. I think
Mm-hmm.
from the things that it describes in the video, it's very clear.
The
But
fucking screenshots are rough, dude.
this is the first real verified case ever
Because it
of
was made for the purposes of distribution.
for yeah, for
Mm-hmm.
distribution and profit. It's not just a video that became evidence or that was leaked or
Yeah.
something. It's literally being sold through like Telegram groups and things of that nature,
Yeah.
like secret online communities, and it's just insane
Yeah.
that it actually exists, and it's such a strange, fascinating article
Yeah,
to read, and they talk about the German cannibal Armin Muse,
I mean,
who
he
in
is,
2001
which we've
met a
talked about.
consenting victim.
We talked about him. We've talked about him on our necromantic episode.
Hmm.
We brought up the just the idea of like willing cannibalism or being willing to give yourself up for cannibalism and stuff. So we talked about he was someone who was experiencing massive psychological trauma at the time, just was not right in his mind at all, and completely saw no way out of his circumstances. So he decided to give his life up to Armin, who had been searching for years on like cannibal forums that were like kind of fake, kind of not. You know what I mean? It's kind of like I'm joking unless you're down.
Hmm.
Like that's
Yeah.
kind of that's kind of what it read like. But yeah, that was kind of like when that was brought up in the context of this, I thought that was fascinating. I thought that was super fascinating.
Hmm.
Very
Yeah,
interesting.
because he filmed a lot of it, but
Exactly.
it's all evidence.
And
So not,
that's what the whole like profit is. You pay for like other camera angles of it. You pay for other fucking like that's crazy, bro.
yeah,
That's fucking nuts, dude.
it
Like they
really
describe
is.
it. It's just like it's dismemberment and shit and like stacking up the organs and shit. Like it's the whole process.
Yeah.
It's all available.
He supposedly eats it.
Yeah. That's right.
Yeah.
It is a mystery meal is presented later on.
Yeah, that's absolutely crazy. And
It's
it
fucking
the
psycho,
article
dude.
talks about a bunch of different murders that have been filmed, and
Hmm.
some of them were available on the internet,
Yeah,
but ultimately this is the first time
exactly.
someone has sold it. And there are groups apparently on Telegram. It says at the end that there are groups in which tens of thousands of users share thousands of image packs with themes including heavy necrophilia,
Yeah.
mortuary footage,
Fucking
drug
rape.
rape,
Yeah.
and worse. But those are all like compilations. Like these people, the
Yeah.
sellers compile and search for this, and probably have like police contacts who will, go through
Yeah. Evidence
evidentiary
tapes. Yeah.
stuff, and
Yeah.
but ultimately
Which I heard the term for that exactly like the compilations mixtapes today, and I was like, that's fucking
that's
awful, dude.
that's terrible.
It's fucking awful. Yeah, it's absolutely awful, and that's a real thing. That's a real term to describe those exact scenarios. Compilations of death are referred to as mixtapes.
Yep. And so people are selling those, but the Vietnamese butcher, as he's being referred to,
Hmm.
is the first time that it was made for the selling.
Exactly for the
That
explicit purpose of being sold and
Yeah, that it
distributed.
wasn't other things being stolen and
Hmm.
packaged together. Cause like,
Or leaked or
cause
anything
like,
like that. Yeah.
ACAB and everything, but like evidence photos is like in a that's like a thing that makes sense to have to be like,
Hmm.
oh, we found, in
Exactly.
of all police, the ones I'm almost willing to give some merit are murder police, but also they're not the geniuses that television would have you think.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
wrong a lot of
Yeah.
the time. They have biases and they're cops, so those biases are shitty.
Hmm.
But taking a picture of where you found a corpse like that makes total sense to do.
Yeah. Exactly. It's just
You know,
evidence. Yeah.
so it's taken for that purpose, but then these fucking guys find it, put them all together, and just go like,
Yeah.
"Hey, fucking
Or
homicide compilation."
you even have instances of like BTK, like the serial killer BTK, and how he would film himself, and like those were videos that were meant to be private. Those
Hmm.
were videos that were never meant to be seen by the public. They were just meant for his personal enjoyment. And so it's
Hmm.
like, yeah, that's a different thing than a snuff film. Even if people were being killed in the tape, it was never meant for mass distribution. It was never meant for, like purchase for sale.
Hmm.
So, but yeah, I thought that was a fascinating little fucking article to bring up. I just had to. I'm so glad you read it for the show. Yeah, I was just fascinated when I was just like, whoa, what the fuck is this? Ties in perfectly with this episode. I mean,
Hmm.
look at where we are now. You know what I mean? Like, is it necessarily cause and effect? No. No, I'm not saying that, but I'm saying this is a violent culture. There's a violent fucking world that we live in, and people are going to capitalize on that, I guess, at some point.
Hmm.
I mean, clearly, fucking Faces of Death did a 35 mil. I'm gonna keep
Yeah,
saying that's fucking absurd, dude.
he truly
It's
capitalized.
insane, bro. So anyway, let's finish that. We got 20 minutes left of this movie. So the now we get into the disease part of it. Like they're talking about like rabies and like how bats and rats kind of have spread plague and famine and across the whole world essentially. Like it's led to famine in parts of Africa, and we're seeing like people attempting to administer medicines and stuff like that. But then right after that, we're just shown starving bodies. This one was another. This one was just hard to watch.
Yeah,
it's very rough. It's just
yeah,
starving people,
yeah.
and it's children. A lot of the time, a lot of it is kids. It's a lot of
Distended and
yeah. As
just
malnourished and just like they say starvation is one of the more painful ways to die, which is it's it's excruciating and it's awful, man. It's awful.
yeah.
Then we get into a segment about cancer, and basically like we go into one of the research centers for they're I think they're based in UCLA. Yeah, it's a research center in UCLA in LA. Um obviously. But it's a surgery being conducted on a dog. Poor baby.
Oh.
It's so this is hard to watch, man. But he has terminal cancer. So what they're doing is basically putting a sort of monitoring device inside of a blood vessel that leads to his liver. So that's going to allow them to basically monitor the like his blood rate and or his blood flow and how that kind of starts the cancer starts breaking down that organ in particular. So they're trying to learn something from it. So, yeah, hopefully, and it's just surgical footage of them, you know, cutting open this dog. It's rough. This one's also a hard one. The movie just gets harder to watch as it goes on,
Mm-hmm.
as I'm finding, even on this rewatch right now. But yeah, they have to do all of this thing on the poor doggo, man. His little tongue's out. Oh, it's so sad. I
Little
hate this.
doggo.
I hate this, but then we get this one, yeah, this is interesting. So we get the plane crashes.
Yeah.
Which one of them, the first one opens up. It's not a plane crash, but it's a parachute that failed to deploy, and you just watch a man fall fucking 2,000 feet to his death, 80 miles an hour, just plop, and he's done. It was at an air show that happened.
Mm. Yeah. And again, it's very clearly real.
Very real. Oh yeah, this one is just there's no this is you just see all the news vans and police trucks and shit. Yeah, it's all and it's rough because they like slow mo and they're like, hey, look, you can see the instant of death. You're just like, I saw it. God damn. Like,
Yeah, and he says, "Oh, well, he died in midair, but I don't believe that."
yeah,
Like
he apparently he I think it was he he had like an aneurysm or some shit. I forgot
they
what
said
or
supposedly he had like cardiac
cardiac
arrest
arrest. That's right.
and I
Yeah.
have heard that before that.
That you die before you actually fucking hit the ground.
Mhm.
But yeah, I mean he he's right. He's pontificating on like whether or not he's like, look, he's struggling before the last moments of life. So
Mhm.
clearly he was feeling something, and it's just like, yeah, man, we gotta really focus on that one. God damn, dog.
Yeah.
And
Fucking, you know what they say, you die before you hit the ground, you die in real life.
that's fucking that's so sad.
Is it sad? It's just true.
Oh man, I'm glad that we were able to get some chuckles in today, man. This is a hard one to get through. So this was the car accident scene that I was talking about. This is a film crew is filming a stunt where a driver goes off of a cliff and something happens. I forget exactly what it is, but like the car basically like goes straight into the river wrong. Like I think it was supposed to like jump
Yeah.
up and it went like straight nose first into it, so it just killed him instantly.
Yeah, and this is
This is a
funny
fake
because
one too. This is a yeah.
yeah, they
We
like
would say that one right on the
they
top.
purport it to be real, and then they go, actually, after this, they changed the whole movie,
Yeah, they
and now
used the
his
footage. They used that shot that went over when it went over the hill, but they ended up like changing it to where the main character got up and walked away.
yeah, he now he lives.
Hmm.
We changed the whole movie, but also fucking I mean they didn't change it for Brandon Lee, so but
Oh man, R.I.P. dog. That's fucking sad, man.
it is RIP over
Yeah, it's
here.
so sad.
But yeah, just the like the whole shot is ruined immediately by everyone screaming and like running into the frame. So just
Yeah, yeah,
hella
yeah.
funny for them to be like, and then they used it. Like
That's exactly.
motherfuckers.
Yeah, so they this one and then this is a real hard this is the hard part of the movie to I think this is like one that where it stopped being like funny for me at all. Like this was rough. This is the 747 crash that happened over San Diego.
It's just like Credence said, 747 coming out of the sky.
Such a bastard.
If you don't like traveling band, we can't be friends.
They're fucking terrible.
You know,
So
CCR is fucking great.
it is, but this is not, dude. This is rough. Like,
Down on the corner, out on the
oh
street.
man, that's where all the body parts are. Apparently, man, it's fucking terrible. I can do it too, asshole.
Body parts on the
I'm choosing
corner,
fucking not
falling
to.
out of the sky.
God, yeah, it's so
Somebody
rough.
get the corner,
Cause like,
hold down
cause
about
some
to
of it,
cry.
cause some of it could have been like faked. Some of maybe some of it could have been like done in post or whatever.
I
Like they
was
did
looking at
on,
it very dubiously, and then
but bruh,
then I looked it up and found out it was a
oh, it's a real
it
yeah,
was
no,
a
no, yeah,
very real
very
crash.
real thing. Yeah, very real thing that happened. That's why it was just like it's rough when you see like the hands hanging out of the fucking the rubble and shit. It's yeah, man, it's not a good time. Very much, and then it's over San Diego too, which is crazy because I don't even know if I ever remember hearing about this.
Damn, I guess just
Yeah.
far enough.
Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah, it's not very far. It's like an hour, some change away. Yeah. And then we move over to a which okay, this is what I'm interested to see. Do you think this was real or not? The woman hit by the semi truck.
Oh, that was real.
Real, right?
Yeah, that was
Real,
real.
right? Yeah, that was real as fuck because I
That
was
was
like,
real. There's something in
oh
the
god, it's
way
fucking hard to
that
watch.
her mouth is open
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
we're like there's just I don't know,
Oh,
it's
dude,
so
and they gotta
hard to
scoop the
like
brains up with a little fucking pamphlet, dude.
it's so fucked up. Like I
Oh.
don't know why, but there's just something in your brain kind of just it's like the uncanny valley effect.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
I
yeah,
think that's
yeah,
what it is that you
yeah.
look at it and immediately you go, that's a person,
Hmm.
but it's not quite.
And now
And
it was a person.
and when it's a dummy or a prop
Hmm.
or just
Hmm.
somebody laying there pretending,
Yeah.
I think because we're so used to it and it's been so much time and so many advancements, that just registers to us as a human.
Hmm.
But when you see like this woman, for
Hmm.
example, you kind of go, that's a person, but something's not right.
Yeah, exactly. Literally, yeah. It's the and that's it's the slow realization that fucks you up even more. Like once you realize, oh, that's a person, or again, that was a person. Fuck.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And what? Okay, but what do you think about the next one?
Really makes you start to think of how thin your skull is, relatively speaking. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
that's what I'm saying, bro. But what did you think about the next one though? The pilot crash when they're
The
pulling him out. They're pulling out. He was a it was a smaller plane, I believe. Um, yeah, it was the guy who had just been certified. He had just gotten certified to fly a plane, and he was like, "I'm gonna go celebrate." And so he took a couple of friends out into an airfield, and he was like showing off for them, like, "Hey, look what I could do!" And he just fucking like nosedived it straight into the field.
that felt real, but and it's partially because I feel like they don't have the budget. They didn't have the budget to just buy a plane and crash it. You know what I
You think
mean?
so?
Yeah, so that was more
Yeah,
it's
it
kind of
is.
deductive reasoning rather
Yeah,
than
it is one
instinctual.
of those things where like they're just hauling like it just looks like a sack of meat out of the rope because it's not even like a person at this point. It's just like body parts and clothes. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
and
Like, and
there's a
that's why I'm
few
like, it's hard for me to even connect it right now. You know what I mean?
yeah, and there's a few cases of that throughout this where it's clearly just like a side of beef.
Yeah,
But I feel like that
it's
one
fucking terrible.
it's more the logic for me that kind of connects it because I mean that does happen. People do get like I mean the phrase in like old Counter-Strike and shit like that is like jibbed. You know what I mean? When like in an old game you just shoot a corpse and it's just like the square of the corpse or of the torso
Yeah,
and then all the other pieces, you know? But like I mean that shit do be happening.
it do be happening. Yeah, that's fucking crazy. And you're right though. There is something about the uncanny valleyness of the whole thing, and just being like, I want to say it's not real, but
Hmm.
I know I'm lying to myself. You know what I mean? It's like that type of thing, like
Hey,
internal battle you have.
well the good thing is here finally at the end of the film we get into the real stuff.
Dude, oh my God. I
It
was
was
so caught off guard. I was like, excuse me, what the fuck are you talking about?
I could sort of see how like my older brothers and cousins like could
Oh,
have fallen for this up until we get to this part. And then I'm just like,
so
come the fuck
good,
on,
dude.
man.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's rough. And yeah, we get more of the 747 kind of crash and just fucking the images of gore. It's fucking.
Yeah.
Whew. All right. Yeah. So now we're out of there and we're into this. I feel like the movie gives you that little like breather at the end. They're just like, here you go. Just fucking, there you go. You can breathe now. But yes, we get now into the portion of the film where the Dr. Gross felt like he needed to explore the concept of the afterlife as well. He needed to explore what happens next. And so he says he was skeptical of the whole concept. And I said, hey. And
Yeah.
then he,
I was waiting for it.
and then yeah, they're talking about Joseph Binder's situation, his perfect situation for like the type of study he wanted to do. And so he talks about 8 months ago, his 5 year old son was hit and killed by a car. And then after that, 3 weeks later, his wife, Diane, committed suicide. And so he felt like he was going to lose his mind, essentially. And in the months following, when he decided to like pick himself up, start getting his life back together, he started saying that the house was like becoming a living nightmare for him, and he would start to hear like voices and laughter and stuff and like chattering, and he just wanted to kind of see if he could capture any of this on audio or any recording. And so that's where they're stepping in. It's not Dr. Gross, but it is someone else who's stepping in who's claiming to be one of the most prolific ghost hunters of the time, essentially. And they set up their machinery, which is a lot of EVP meters, a lot of sonar stuff. You saw if you saw The Conjuring
A lot of
part one.
BSDs.
Exactly. If you saw The Conjuring part, what was it, one or two? I think it's part one. The two guys in the house, they're the one. They use all of this stuff. Like they use all of this.
I was waiting for you to ask me what a BSD is.
A B. What is a BST?
a bullshit
That's a
detector. And
good
brother, mine is
thing.
going off.
That's good. I'll let you have it. But yeah,
Thank you.
they let they let them go kind of buck wild and just start recording throughout the house. They have cameras set up in rooms. Yeah, and they the flower on the floor was hilarious. It was just like, yeah, the best way to detect ghost footprints is with flour on the floor. They just fucking spill the
The
whole thing.
funny thing is they're literally speed running the first Paranormal Activity
Yeah,
here.
yeah, yeah. That's what I'm saying. Or yeah, the contrary. That's what I'm saying. It's literally like it's the same exact beats. They're hitting the same beats. And then we get the seance, which this one's fun. We get because of the fucking outline, she starts like fucking spazzing out, and then the
It's
outline.
so it's so ridiculous. The outlines in the picture, like
That's so good, dude.
absolutely insane.
Oh man, but she basically channels the wife and the son saying that they miss you, that they're like lost and can't find themselves, and it's just it's just so silly. It's so silly. The one that took me, like, I was like, okay, you could just use her doing the fucking the motions or whatever, but it really is when she jerks back and there's a green and purple outline of her in the chair. I was like, all right, for sure. And people were fucking terrified of this movie. It's like fucking hell, man. It's crazy. It's crazy.
It's so silly. And then
So,
especially when we see the photo.
yeah, exactly. Because we show Dr. Gross at his desk, kind of like he's like stacking the photos up, and he's like, I thought I was ready to disbelieve them, and then I saw the photos for myself. And they show the fucking superimposed. I was like, it looks like one of them was throwing gang signs and shit. It's so funny, dude.
It's so absurd.
Oh, it's so funny, man.
I was just I was just like I could see some believability in here and then this happens.
Yeah, no, and then it's all of that credibility just fucking dunk out the
Yep,
door.
out the window.
Yeah, exactly. And so this is hilarious how they end this movie. I was fucking cackling in this at this last bit. But he says, now it's time to witness the final moment to discover a circle that forever repeats itself. And he says, you're the end of the beginning or the beginning of the end. That's up to you to decide.
Mm-hmm.
And then we just get a close up of a woman's face, clearly in labor. She's screaming,
Mm-hmm.
sweating, and then we just hear a baby cry. We
Mm-hmm.
don't see a baby at all. Not yet, I will say, until afterwards.
Didn't even see a
Didn't
fallopian
see a
tube.
fucking baby. We just see her lay back and like, ah. And then the shot of the trees, and then we get fucking credits, and that's faces
Well,
of death.
well, we also get a quick shot of her in the pool with the
Yeah,
baby,
yeah.
which is just an
It's after
excuse
the
for
credits
her.
though. It's so
Oh,
funny.
okay, okay.
Yeah.
Which is just an excuse for her to get her baps out.
Oh my god, dude. And then the fucking song.
What
Oh,
does the song remind me? I
it's
remember.
just like this life goes on when a newborn baby cries. It's like this fucking like super cheesy fucking song. And so much so it got its own credit in the end credits. It's so funny, dude. Oh my god. Just the fucking balls on this movie to end it like that is so funny, man.
Yeah, it really tries to like be intellectual when it's
Oh
really
man,
not.
not at all, man. Okay, well, now that we've gotten through that, I'm just gonna read the last bit of. I have two things, and it's just the legal cases that were, inspired by this movie, essentially. So we get
Hmm.
through this, we get through our ratings, and we'll get out of here. So in June 1985, mathematics teacher Bart Schwartz showed the film to his class in Escondido High School. in California. Two of his students, Diane Feast and Sherry Forget, claimed that they were so traumatized with the film that they both developed an unnatural fear of dying and suffered emotional stress. The families of the two girls
Is it
sued
that
the school.
unnatural?
Exactly. The families of the two girls sued the school district and received a combined $100,000 settlement. Schwartz was suspended from the school for 15 days without pay, but was not fired. It was interesting. It was a little slap on
His
the
last
wrist
name
for him.
was Schwartz too.
Yeah, yeah,
That's funny.
right, yeah.
But I did see that John Allen Schwartz did say they should have fired him. Like that's
Mhm.
like this is
Yeah,
not.
exactly. What the fuck are you doing? He's showing the kids that. Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
He was like, "What? No, what the
yeah,
fuck?
yeah, yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah,
what are you
yeah.
doing?"
I could see the fucking devil's advocate thing where he was like, "It's just a documentary. I'm just showing you kids documentary." You know what I mean? But it's like clearly, yeah, stupid. Yeah. And then last but not least, in November 1986, 14-year-old Rod Matthews of Canton, Massachusetts, bludgeoned his Canton High School classmate Sean Ouellette to death, or Ouellette, I think it's Ouellette, to death with a baseball bat. Matthew claimed the idea to kill Wiet was conceived after he viewed Faces of Death, as he was curious about what it would be like to kill someone. He had shown previous signs of mental illness. Matthews was sentenced to life in prison with parole eligibility after 15 years. In November 2024, he was granted parole on his fifth appeal. That's crazy. I didn't read that last part. That's wild.
That is
That's
insane.
crazy, bro. That fool got out. That's wild.
Oof, I'll be looking over my shoulder tonight.
And Kent, yeah, exactly. If you're ever in Canton, Massachusetts, just fucking head on a
Why?
swivel, baby. Why? That's good. That's good. But yeah, I mean, okay, let's get into. I mean, we've talked a lot about the impact and all that stuff throughout, so let's just get into the fucking rating, man. We hit them with the ratings. We rate out of 6 on this show for the audience, uh, and I want to hear your thoughts.
Yeah, I think this is going to be the historic first time, and I think that we're both going to be in agreement here.
Mhm.
I'm going to give it a 1 out of 6. It's
Not your first.
not my
Not
first.
your first. I
Not
want
my
to say you.
first.
I want to say you've rated it low. You've rated another movie really low. I want to say it was Brain Damage.
It might have been. I
Might
wish
have
that,
been
I wish that we would have been tracking all of our
the
our
ratings.
ratings and
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah. But yeah, I think we might end up agreeing. Honestly,
Hmm.
I can see how it had some influence. I can see how it is fascinating for
Yeah.
sure. But just from the level of like any type of enjoyability,
Hmm.
absolutely none.
Hmm.
I didn't enjoy a single second of watching
Hmm.
this. Like I
Hmm.
didn't feel like it really had anything to say, and like several times I was like, ugh, this is definitely racist. And
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
it yeah, it's a product of its time, and it was a shitty racist exploitative time. It's still fascinating. I'm still glad
Yeah.
that we talked about it.
Yeah.
Like, don't get me wrong. Just because I rate a movie low or I don't like the movie doesn't mean that I don't enjoy our conversation about
Absolutely.
it.
Surrounding the film. Yeah.
Yeah, so movie 1 out of 6. The discourse we've had today, 6 out of 6.
Yeah.
But the movie
100%. Yeah.
itself, buns on a, shit
Yeah.
sandwich on
Exactly.
dookie buns.
Yeah, 100%. Well, I mean, hey, that's fair. That's fair. And you know what? I am gonna kind of echo that sentiment. I think I am gonna go ahead and give it a 2 out of 6 then. I
Oh,
think I'm gonna get
I wanted it to get
I I
hockey
know. I
sticks.
know. I think I didn't it was one of those things where
He's
like
just being
yes,
contrarian.
it was one of those things where yes, I did not enjoy the act of watching the movie. Actively disliked it a lot of the times, but it was in a different way and it
It
wasn't the
physically
similar.
hurt.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't. I'm just saying in like in juxtaposition of like let's say Soft and Quiet. Like the absolute gut-wrenching fucking hatred that I felt in my soul for
Mm-hmm.
the characters on screen left me in just like a tense like vice
Mm-hmm.
grip for 90 minutes, and it's like I didn't have that here. I was watching it with a little bit more disdain, being like, yeah, you're right. Like I was watching, I was like, man, a lot of this just seems in poor taste.
Yeah.
Like a lot of it just seems in poor taste. And I was like, oh yeah. And then I had to remember, but that was the thing too. It was like in that exact same sentence, in that same sentiment and like that same breath, I would even think about to where like, oh, the impact that this had on an audience at this time in the even in throughout the 80s and stuff, so fascinating to where again, like I just said, this influenced, I feel, the gore that we got in the 80s films to follow. Like that's why we had such incredible horror movies of the 80s, was because they saw shit like this and they were like, oh, okay, we can like use that as a blueprint for how, Jason fucking takes out this camper, this the person at sleepaway camp. So it's like or Crystal Lake, whatever.
Hmm.
But you like it's one of those things where like you get the influence from this movie, and without this movie, you don't have some of the craziest fucking art that we've even seen personally. You know what I mean? And like movies that we've even come to love and hail as some of the best ones. John Waters, I'm sure, is a fan of Faces of Death. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sure John Waters is very much at least a proponent of like the message of like again bad good taste type of thing.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? And I think that kind of came out of this the like I said, the edgelordness of it. This is what bred all of that, which is what makes it so fascinating to me. So for one, I do not ever want to revisit this movie. Don't feel like those sequels are really they're not probably for me, because as I read and as I've known, this the sequels for Faces of Death, like which I think there was like 4 or 5, they just became more real. There was just more real footage, and like the ratio of like 60-40% real, all of that got increased like 70-30, 80-20. You know what I mean? Like as it went on, it just became more and more real footage and stuff. So I'm not really like I've seen Live Leak talk. I'm good. I'm like, you know what I mean? Like I've got all of that out of my system. We're good. But as a like again, like you said, the conversation we've had today, the surrounding the context that we're able to provide with like the historical context of everything, all of that makes for such a fascinating conversation piece. So this is the one movie I can't recommend to anybody. But I will always tell people about the movie. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, do all of that. 2 out of 6, and
Two out of six for this big
that's
old piece of
that's what
shit.
it be, man. That's what it be. I'm glad we had this conversation, man. It's a fun. It was a good ass episode. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I agree. But
Absolutely,
boy, am I sleepy after all of
for
this.
sure. Let
Let's
them know what we're doing next, and then let them know
let's
where to find us.
let's get out of here so I can hit a honk shoe type beat.
Hmm.
We are the Devil's Work Podcast. You can find us at your podcatcher of choice by searching the Devil's Work Podcast. We are on Facebook at our full name. We are on Instagram at the Devil's Work Pod. We are on TikTok at the Devil's Work Podcast. And if you want to reach out, let us know what you think is real, what you think is fake with regards to this movie.
I was gonna
Let
say
me
a little too
let me put,
broad of a
let me put
prompt.
a caveat there. We don't need any flat Earth bullshit in our
We just get several
unless you
manifestos.
have a very compelling argument,
Exactly.
you know.
Cite your
And
work.
Firmament's not doing it. You can catch SsydeShow streaming at twitch.tv/SsydeShow. Spell it right,
Yep.
PSY.
I'm
Um,
moving right now, so I'm gonna be that. Obviously, all of everything in life is on pause. But once I get set up in the new place, streams are back on.
yes. And I kind of cut myself off there. If you want to tell us about how you delineate
Oh
reality
yeah, yeah,
from fiction or don't, you can reach out to the Devil's Work Podcast at gmail.com.
yes, hell yeah. So what are we getting next week?
Oh, that's a good question. Let me spin the wheel. Spin
Yeah,
the
because at this
wheel.
point, that's what it's become.
The wheel is spinning. So I think it's time. I always thought this would be one of your picks, but it ends up being one of mine. We're gonna be watching the Shinya Tsukamoto joint, Tetsuo the Iron Man.
Fuck yeah! Hell yeah, dude! I didn't even know. Fuck yeah! Fuck yeah, dude. I'm excited. Y'all are experiencing this with me, man. That's so
The
sick.
joy that it brought you.
Fuck yeah, dude. I've been dying to do this shit. This has literally been a day one movie. Like
In the commitment to straight bangers until 100,
yeah,
which
yeah.
Faces of Death was not. So
Hey,
so let's
hey.
so let's lock in from here. The episode might be, but the
That's
movie
all I
isn't.
need.
Let's let's lock
A
let's
W is a
lock in.
W is a W, my guy.
I want hard hitters for the next 12
I
episodes,
got you. I
okay?
got you. We'll
All
come
right,
back. I'm gonna come back swinging.
we're barreling towards 100. We're thinking of a couple ideas of how to make
Yeah,
it special.
yeah,
But just hold tight. We
man.
got some things in the works for you.
That's crazy. 100 episodes, dog. That's crazy. That's
Mhm.
wild. Just to think about it. It's crazy. Yeah, no. Wow. Thank you guys for being part of this shit, man. It's crazy. The labor of love. I hope to keep doing this till I'm in the fucking grave, bro.
That's right.
Till I'm in the faces of death.
That's
Fucking part
right.
24 or whatever the fuck.
Till you're in Faces of Death and I'm in Faces of Meth.
All right, you guys.
Uh,
Fucking hug your dog, man. This is a real this is a real hug your animal type beat,
it
man.
really is. Johnny be good, Francis be gross, we be out of here.
Later, you guys.